I thought it was you tapping, Rob. I heard you.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have guest Barbara Petrone. And I hope I said that right, because I always forget to ask the guest, how do you pronounce your last name? I forgot on our sound check, but I hope I got it right. She's a spiritual medium, and she's inviting the audience tonight to call in and get a reading from her. Now, we want to make sure these readings don't go too long, 5-10 minutes if it's really interesting. And some of you guys I know could have some really interesting readings, but we will do open lines on that. But look, we're going to save that till after the second commercial break tonight, because Barbara has got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, talking about crossing over. She is a hosts her own show, Crossing Over Connections, I believe that's it. I don't have my actual thing right up in front of me, but we're going to talk about that and her ability to speak to the those who've crossed to the other side. And tonight, just like an ITC show, if you want to call in, focus on who you want to come through for Barbara. I always think that helps, so just remember to do that. I'll give out the phone lines and all that. There's only going to be 2 open tonight because I got Barbara on the other line, but I will give those out after the second commercial break. You'll call in and get your reading from Barbara. And of course, we have a lot of this good stuff for the World Wide Web of Weird, so let's go ahead and get rolling into the show. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. As I said before, I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight's guest is Barbara Petrone. We'll have her on after the World Wide Web of Weird. And like I said, later in the show, you'll be able to call in and get a reading from Barbara. That's going to be awesome. I love doing these shows. Get to learn a little bit about my audience that way. And, of course, if you called in before and had a medium give you a reading, call in again tonight. It's all right. You can call in again. It's fine. They all seem, sometimes it's weird when you get a caller, it's called in a couple times with different mediums, and the mediums both pick up on the same thing. It's pretty interesting. So go ahead and call back in, too. We'll definitely do that. But let me bring up my lovely co-host, Jamie D. is with us. Let me pull up the share screen. And again, while I mentioned that, we are a webcast for those listening on Paranormal Soup's 24/7 radio network. You can watch the show at Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel under Jason Bland Paranormal Soup. But my lovely co-host, Jamie D, is here on video with us. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. A little tired. I had a staycation, and it was my first day back to work. And anybody knows, coming back from a staycation is a bit depressing, especially that first day of work. So I'm glad to be here doing the show. It's going to uplift my spirits. The spirits should come tonight and talk to our guest, and I'm interested to see who calls in and what we get tonight. Oh, yeah. All right, and all the way from St. Augustine, Florida, we have Rob Autry himself. It looked like a ghost just went behind you. What was it?
No, that wasn't a ghost.
It looked like one from the little screen I was watching. I see this like white shadow thing going like, oh, not another. It wouldn't be the first time. Would it be the first time?
No, it wouldn't.
Well, thanks for being back on the show tonight, and you're going to be running on the World Wide Web of Weird, and we do have a lot of weird, so let's go ahead and roll into the World Wide Web of Weird.
Weirdness ensues.
Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, we're going to have, I think it's only been a few weeks ago, we had a story on a Loch Ness Monster. It was two different people, two different sightings, two different photographs, and one of them, and I butchered his name last time, and I so shall do again, is Eowyn, I don't know if that's how you say it, E-O-I-N, I don't know, O'Fatahagen? I don't know. I butchered it last time, I butchered it again, but he's got now another webcam video footage of the creature, and this time it's like swimming around. Before it was just one shot. This time it's swimming around. It's pretty interesting. Again, for those listening on our Paranormal Soup 24/7 radio network, we are a webcast. You can see the videos, and we have a lot. I have to admit, we have a lot of videos tonight. But you can watch on our YouTube channel or our Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup Facebook page. But if you care to listen, that's just fine. I will narrate the best as I can. This video here, this is from the Sun, the Irish Sun. Was it thesun.ie.com? Loch of the Irish. Fourth sighting of Loch Ness Monster this year recorded by an Irishman who has now spotted Nessie twice in just 1 month. Regular Loch Ness webcam watcher Eowyn O'Fatahagen, I'm sure I'm butchering that, has had the fourth record and his second of the year accepted by the official Loch Ness Monster sighting register. Now regular Loch Ness webcam watcher O'Fatahagen, I just got to keep trying to butcher that, has had the fourth record in his second year accepted by, why does it repeat that in the article? Seriously. He took 6 photographs and a 39-second video of something moving rapidly on the loch's live cam at 4:53 p.m. on March 22nd. The hospital clerical worker, Ewan, 54, from Donegal, said the object appeared on the surface before submerging. It was gone for 5 seconds, then up again during going in another direction, turning about and leaving a wake and splashes, and then submerged and disappeared. To see Nessie once in an unbelievable but twice in a month is fantastic. It's the luck of the Irish, I suppose. I couldn't believe my eyes. It had some power underneath it, and that's what I was going to say. I don't know what the time frame is. Like, is this the regular time? Whatever it is, I mean, is he sure? The quality is so blurry and grainy. Maybe it's just that the way we're sharing it. You can find the original video linked at the Irish Sun website. But whatever it is seems to be moving pretty fast under that water. I don't know. To me, it looks like crappy footage of a speedboat out there doing something. But it's hard to tell. It does look like it does go underwater, though, like he says. It's something weird.
Like a jet ski, like almost stand-up jet skis.
Yeah, but you'd have to compare it. We're probably not giving the video justice here for sharing it, but I remember looking at the original video and wasn't much clearer. But it does look like something is swimming around there. I don't know. You have to be pretty big, actually, if you think about it, probably. All right, let's move on. All right, from Loch Ness to Bigfoot, we got a couple Bigfoot videos here. This one comes from mysteriousuniverse.org. .org. I love this website. By Paul Sebring. Utah is becoming ground zero for Bigfoot sightings. Just a few months after well-studied sighting in Provo, which started with a video and spawned multiple visits by various Bigfoot investigators, but is yet to be resolved. Another sighting was recorded on Lone Peak, less than 25 miles north of Provo. Is this Utah's Bigfoot or clans of Bigfoot becoming bold or careless? As more videos appear, still far away in detail, challenged, are we getting closer to a definitive shot? Will it happen in Utah? I mean, this is very blurry, but the point of this video is where this guy captured it. This is his comments. I think I have captured a video of a Sasquatch on March 23rd, 2019, at around 10:30 a.m. up on Wasatch Range near Lone Peak. It was high up to where I don't think any man will hike up it. I think it's something to check into, because this guy's out in a remote area, and I know it's not hard to get justice. You can find this video at mysteriousuniverse.org. You can find it. There's plenty of different UFO videos of it out there. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization received a video from Tanner Hargis, and after viewing it, initiated a conversation with him to get more information. Hargis identified his location west of I-15 near Banneker Highway, State Route 154, which runs west and then north from Dapper to Salt Lake City. Let's see. The video was shot through his spotting score scope, which has a zoom of 10 by 60 by 80. Spotting scopes are more powerful than binoculars and are used by birders, hunters, and target shooters. This is why it's so shaky, because, I mean, it's really zoomed in there. This one had a 10 by 60 times variable zoom with an 80mm lens, but being in view was an estimated 7 miles away. Wow. Excuse me. I got a frog in my throat tonight. It's awful. It was 7 miles away that this guy's scoping it out. And it's walking in a snowstorm, so the details were non-existent. Despite that, Tanner said of this creature, it looked about 8 feet tall. It was walking up a hill fast with arms hanging to its knees. It was high up to where I don't think any man will hike up it. That was enough to convince Tanner he was seeing a Sasquatch and contact RMSO. After reviewing it, the video and commentary was posted on RMSO blog on a YouTube page, so that's where you can find the video as the RMSO blog or YouTube page. Based on elevation and conditions, most commenters seem to agree that this being is not a human, and I think that's, you know, the quality is not there. I mean, it's 7 miles away, zoomed in, but the point of it is that there shouldn't be anybody up on this mountain walking, and for it to show up like it does look like a pretty large being. I wish there were some trees to give it perspective, you know, or something. That was my wife's point when she watched it. She's like, it would be great if there's some trees there to give it perspective how big it is. I'm like, well, the point of it is that there should be nobody up there at all. All right, this next one, I don't have any article that goes with this. I've seen this posted around on a number of different Bigfoot themes, but no article. It just talks about, and I don't even know where this is. So I just recently saw it, but it's from a video gamer on YouTube called Joebot, Joebot. He captures these Bigfoot howls. I would love to know more about this story. I'm trying to find out more about it, but he captures this Bigfoot howling. And it might be hard to hear. Hopefully Rob gets the volume up. But Rob's got a difficult job. He's got him muted at one point because, of course, he lets an F-bomb drop. We're not on terrestrial radio anymore, but still. Go ahead. He's walking out of his house for people listening. And bleep. Okay.
Some pretty weird howling.
I know. I would love to know where this is. You know, could it be coyotes? No, watch this week.
My favorite part.
Yep.
Mama, There's a weird sound outside. I don't know what it is, but it sounds weird and it's freaking me out. I recorded the sound while I went outside, and I think I have. I'm still recording.
Is this video gamer finally goes outside and discovers there's wildlife and living things outside his house? I don't know. I mean, it is a creepy sound.
Sounds like coyotes.
Yeah, I mean, sound does travel a long way.
I don't know.
You know?
I'm not a nature guy either. But, kids are like, we have wildlife out here? Yeah. Get out of your room a little while. Discover nature, kid. I don't know. It does sound creepy. I don't know. I'm not a nature guy either, so I don't know.
We get it out here, too. When they pack up like that, they'll scream like that. It sounds really creepy, but a pack of coyotes will do that.
The worst thing I ever heard, I was out fishing really late one night, early one morning. It was like 2, 3 in the morning. And me and my buddy were out fishing, and I heard an alligator attack a dog. Talk about creepy.
That is creepy.
3 in the morning. Yeah, it was not good.
All right, let's move on. This one comes from, there's not much of an article to this one either, Helen's Tales, Weebly.com. And I just love the triangle UFOs. Maybe it's my fascination with like the Terry Lovelace story and the UFO that was triangle that took him. But black triangle sighting caught on video over El Paso, Texas. This was from April 5th, 2019. Witness states, I watched this craft hovering pretty low to the ground. The video I attached shows how low it was to the ground, and then slowly it took off in a straight line path, the lights ebbing and sometimes disappearing. Source, MUFON. You can find this at MUFON, but they didn't give me a case file. And I don't know what case is, where it is, except for El Paso, Texas. Who got it? I don't know. Should be some audio.
No way!
Lord.
That's coming up. The slow motion. I mean, you see the bright lights up there. I mean,
pretty freaky. I would be kind of sketchy if I saw that. Remember that time we were doing mushrooms and we saw those lights?
Slow motion. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, could it be just an aircraft that we're mistaking for something? I don't know. Let's look at that again.
What state was this?
This is in Texas, El Paso, Texas. Some pretty bright lights up there. I couldn't imagine that being anything on an aircraft.
Yeah.
Extremely bright.
But man,
it could be like spotlights like on the bottom of a helicopter or something. But
I was thinking drone.
Yeah.
Where's the little red light? You don't see any other colors or anything else besides blinding white lights.
Yeah, you would see some other
my only something. I hate to be the one to say, is it a drone? But that's a possibility we have to deal with nowadays. Yeah. All right, well let's move on to the ghost front. We've done the cryptoid, we've done the UFO. So now we got to move on to the ghost. Number 5 in the World Wide Web Weird from Fox2Now.com. Lemp Mansion's Lady in White Ghost going viral after haunted tour. St. Louis, Missouri, the St. Louis Paranormal Research Society gave a haunted Lemp neighborhood walking tour Wednesday night. They investigated the bottle works for evidence of apparitions and posted their findings to social media. The group walked through one of America's most haunted neighborhoods. Their paranormal investigators shared their lesser-known haunted aspects of the St. Louis Lemp neighborhood. They learned about the haunted history of the Lemp family. Participants also viewed the sites of the Marion Hospital and discovered a connection to the Lemp Mansion most famous ghosts. A Facebook post describing one of the most haunted places in the Lemp Mansion is going viral. The St. Louis Paranormal Research Society posted this message with a picture to their Facebook page Wednesday. This apparition was captured at the top of Lemp Mansion's main staircase. At the time of this picture was taken, the photograph said nobody was standing at the top of the stairs. Over the years, guests of Lemp Mansion have claimed to see a lady in white on the main stairs. A viewer saw our Facebook post and sent this message to the station. Hello, my name is Angie Sieben-Frick, and I have been an actor that performs at Lemp. limp. This lady in white, well, I'm 99% sure, as are my fellow Just murder mystery actors, that this yet is another photo of me. I was taken on a night I was performing. It's not the first time it happened to me. I must have had a ghostly way about me. Just want to let you know, and hey, come see me on Saturday at Limp. Perhaps I can photobomb another photo. Now, is it her? I mean, a lot of people taking pictures. You know, they said nobody was standing there when they took the picture. I mean, she might be looking for a logical explanation. That's it zoomed in. It looks like a solid person, but what I thought was weird is it looks like a person either kneeling or like they're half in the stairs. I don't know. It doesn't look, like something's not formed right there. I don't know, but maybe it is the actress.
Looks too solid to me from like what I've seen in my own personal, experiences. That it didn't look like that to me, and that looks just so solid. And the arms and the face.
I mean, it definitely looks like it could be a lady in dress. It's kind of a white blob, a little bit. There's not a lot of detail, but maybe it's
Kinda
an actress. I don't know, but I mean,
angled behind the railing right there where it turns.
yeah. But if it was a clearer shot, it was like just a woman standing there, and she'd be like, "Yeah, that's me." Okay, but this, I don't know. She could be right. She could be wrong. All right, let's move on before we run out of time here. This is number 6 from Unexplained Mysteries. I got the last 2 from Unexplained Mysteries. Aldrin responds to plan to retrieve his poo. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the articles going around about NASA wanting to go back up to the moon. We've talked about it recently on the World Wide Web of Weird, the mission that the return to the moon. Well, one of the things they want to do there is retrieve the astronauts' poo from the original Apollo missions. When Aldrin and his fellow Apollo astronaut Neil Armstrong lifted off from the moon back in 1969, bags of their excrement were among the many things that were left behind on the lunar surface. Now, almost 50 years later, it has been suggested that these waste samples could represent a unique opportunity for science to study how the bacteria has fared in the moon's hostile environment. While the idea may sound ridiculous, it's actually not without merit. With Apollo 11 moon landing, we took microbial life on Earth to the most extreme environment it has ever been in, wrote journalist Brian Resnick, which means that the human feces, along with the bags of urine, food waste, vomit, and other waste in the bags, there's vomit, right? Those astronauts party hard. Which also might contain microbial life on the moon, represents a natural, though unintended experiment. With NASA's plan to send humans back to the moon within as little as 5 years, the idea of recovering some of the items behind during the Apollo program is not that far-fetched. After hearing about the idea himself, however, Buzz Aldrin seemed less than enthusiastic. "Well, I sure feel bad whoever finds my bags," he wrote.
It reminds me of that scene from Joe Dirt where he's talking about the space poo.
The space poo. Oh, my God, yes. Oh, well.
Space poo on me.
Yeah, let the Chinese are going to the moon. Let them find the astronauts' poo. Yeah. I don't know.
Hey,
I can see.
Up there, can you pick up these bags of excrement?
True science to be interested even in poo. All right. From poo to methane on Mars. We're going to move on to our last article before we run out of time here. This is last one from Unexplained Mysteries. Mars methane has been independently verified. The findings of a study has taken 6 years to complete have revealed that on June 16, 2013, one day before the Curiosity rover detected traces of methane on Mars, the European Space Agency Mars Express orbiter also picked up traces of the gas in the exact same region. The find marks the first time that 2 independent pieces of equipment have detected methane on Mars in the same place at the same time, suggesting that the gas is almost certainly being produced by something on the red planet, whether it's being geological or organic nature. Maybe it's Martian poo. Our findings constitutes the first independent confirmation of methane detection, said planetary scientist Marco Gurana, or however you say that. Prior to our study, methane detection on Mars, being either in pseudo or from orbit from Earth-based telescopes, were not confirmed by independent observations. The discovery keeps alive the possibility that life could still exist on Mars today. However, there's still a lot of work to be done before scientists can confirm exactly what is producing the gas. Solving the mystery will be no doubt ongoing priority for both current and future Mars missions. That's why I'm like, we're not ready to go to Mars yet. We don't know what's causing that gas there yet.
Martians fart too, man.
Martian poo. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it could
Martian
be
poo and Martian farts.
I still think, the main thing is we got to go to the moon before we go to Mars. We have to set up on the moon. We got to set up a base on the moon. And get a better propulsion system before I just don't think rockets are totally the way to Mars. I know Elon Musk is really pushing the Mars mission, that he thinks it's possible. I don't. I don't think we're ready yet, not as quickly as they're saying. I think we need to go to the moon, set up a base there, find out if aliens are there. That might derail the whole thing. And then we'll find out if they're on Mars. I mean, how many of the articles we have where people think there's, not only aliens on the moon, but we have secret space force that's out on Mars, that we already got these propulsion systems that'll take us there. If that's true, I mean, if we're already on Mars and they're detecting the gas could be us.
Yep.
Just saying, what
are
we doing?
On a rocket and shot me to Mars, I'd probably fart a lot too because I'd be nervous.
Well, they've had the whole secret space force, and we're out on Mars, and I've seen some of these people come out and say we're on Mars, we're out in the. What are we doing there? We're not getting any benefit of it here. So what are we protecting? What are we really doing there? If that's true, I'm not saying I totally doubt it. I mean, it could be possible, but what are we doing? Recon maybe, or alien technology, more stuff they found there. I don't know. But at the same time, I imagine, what are we, why would we put in all these resources? I mean, a lot of money and black budget money they'd have to funnel to get people to Mars or the moon, whatever secret space propulsion they had. It still cost a ton of money, I mean,
trying to grow all the food and the beans.
Yeah. I mean, there's some people that, still, some people I like that believe that the moon has atmosphere and that Mars has atmosphere and that we're all being lied to. The moon, I'm sorry, it's just a really hard one for me to buy. I believe there's possibly alien bases on the moon, but it's,
weird stuff on the moon.
They've gotten clouds and stuff like that. They talk about gases on the moon. I'm like, I don't. If there's any aliens there, they're underground in bases. Or the moon itself is a big space station. That's my personal general opinion on that. But that's it for the World Wide Web of Weird. We're gonna have our guest Barbara Petrone. You can call into the show tonight. Not after this commercial break, after the second one, because we want to talk to Barbara. We want to get to know her tonight. But after the second commercial break, you'll be able to call in, get a reading from Barbara. Share with us. It always gets interesting. But you can be anonymous when you call in. If you want to just say, I'm Joe Schmo. I think you have to give your real first name for a second to get to you. I don't know. We'll have to ask Barbara that tonight. But maybe just give your first name. You don't want people to know who you exactly are. That's fine. I'm not digging. Just, say you're so-and-so from somewhere. That works. All right, guys. Don't forget, also, check us out on Patreon. We have a Patreon page. We need your help. We're trying to get a podcast out there, but it costs money. So if you want to get us in the podcasting world, help us. Donate to our Patreon. And one of the podcast things we're going to do is we're going to be adding exclusive content just for our Patreon members. All right, guys, we'll be back after this short commercial break.
You were brought here for one purpose, necromancy.
A ceremony dating back to the pre-Christian era. It's the art of reviving the dead. It requires involvement with evil spirits by the person performing the act.
The devil god brings life to the dead.
No, please. No, please.
And death to the living. Necromancy. Starring Orson Welles and Pamela Franklin. From Cinerama releasing. In color, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
If you are interested in discovering the truth about the paranormal and want to hear from leading researchers in the field, join Justin Brown on his 3 weekly shows named My Paranormal Soapbox, Necromancer Live Show, and the Supernatural Symposium, live on Facebook, YouTube, and InterfaceDeath.net.
He is conducting an experiment into the combined effects of sensory deprivation and hallucinatory drugs. The subject of the experiment is himself, and the experiment is out of control. Ken Russell's Altered States, a film that must not be missed, is in the West End now. Altered States, Certificate X.
Hello, I am Fernando Martinez. I think by now you know I am an emotional kind of guy. People stop me in the street and say, Fernando, what the hell is wrong with me? Silk shirt, hairy chest, enough aftershave to drown a household pet, but I still cannot get a woman. I tell them you are an ignorant fool. Without a symbol of power and fertility around your neck, what kind of woman is going to respect you? That is why I have teamed up with Medallion Man, the shop for medallion needs. Medallion Man caters to all levels of masculinity. For the strong, silent type, a medallion the size of a hubcap will say everything that needs to be said. Even singing medallions for the Casanova, who knows music is the food of love. Model trains, dollhouses, diapers, whatever your interest, we've got a medallion for you. Don't forget, every woman knows if you can't support a medallion, you can't support a family.
This is the sound of a space clock aboard a U.S. satellite 180 miles above the Earth. No one winds up this timepiece. It's powered by a tiny battery, a battery that delivers power for years without replacement. Now the same type of battery, the Duracell battery, can bring new reliability and long life to your battery-operated equipment. Radios, cameras, toys, all run far longer. Duracell batteries, the long-distance power cells, outlast any ordinary battery. The same type of battery that keeps space clocks running for years can bring long life to anything powered by batteries. Dura, as in durable. Cell, as in power cell. The Duracell battery, made by Mallory.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from Talkstream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Switch to DCS ranging.
240, nominal to profile.
We're in the pipe. 5 by 5.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest is Barbara Petrone. She's a spiritual medium, host of Crossover Connections on blogtalkradio.com/FL-Medium56. She communicates with those who have crossed over using automatic writing. She's a Reiki Master. She's author of Shhh, I Hear Them Talking. We're going to let Barbara tell a little bit more about herself. I don't have a full bio over for tonight. It's her first time on the show. But what we're going to have tonight, I love doing these shows, is you can call in and get a reading from Barbara tonight. It'd be 5 minutes, 10 minutes on, but we don't want to take up the whole show with your reading. So just remember, I might cut you off at some point. But have a focus of who you want to connect with or what you want out of the reading. I always say focus is a good thing to have before you call in and what you want. Don't just call in willy-nilly. But we'll do that after the second commercial break. There'll be 2 phone lines. You call in at 219-230-4444, or you can call in on Skype ID Jblandparanormalsoup. Those will be the 2 ways to call in. The other 2 lines are down tonight. Just call in on those. If I have to hang up on you if you're trying to call in, it's because I got somebody else on the line. Or if you do call in, you'll hear us talking. Wait till we call on you. But wait, probably till after the second commercial break, we'll start taking calls. But let's go ahead and get to our guest. You there with us, Barbara?
Oh, I'm right here.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will say one thing. I don't drink, but I sure the heck would like a shot of whiskey right now. I'm telling you. I am telling you. You people don't understand. I don't know how many's in your chat room because I didn't want to see, but the energy is like, it's like Black Friday in Walmart.
Oh, really?
It is on freaking real. So, and I'm going to warn you guys, especially you, Jason, this happens on my show. If the energy gets really high, I mean, the weirdest stuff happens.
Oh, it's happened on this show
off.
before. It has
Yeah, I've been
happened.
shut off my show and everything. Oh, okay. Where do we start? What do you want me to do?
Well, I want you to tell the audience, who is Barbara? Am I saying your last name right, Petrone?
Listen, you're making me laugh because you got the easiest thing wrong.
Oh, geez.
Everybody calls me Petrone, but it's Petrone. What you got wrong was my name is crossed over connections. And I was laughing to my cousin. I said, he got the name of us right, but he got the show wrong.
Oh, it's crossed
it's
over connections.
Yeah, but usually people call us Petrone. I figured, no, I'm not Petrone.
See, I always butcher the last name, and I forgot to ask, so I got that right. Sorry to get the show name wrong.
No, I'm so proud of you. You got that right. At least I don't sound like spaghetti right now. Oh, Lordy. Where do I start? Let me do this. I mean, I don't want to take up time.
Oh, you got plenty of time, Barbara.
I got to tell you guys, there's two stories, though. I got to tell you because this will tell you this was real. The people that are standing near me, that are standing near you, they're real. This is not fabrication. This is real. But I could see and hear growing up when I was little, but I couldn't talk. And after everybody kept saying, where, what, I just figured to shut up. This isn't working. And then I had a weird life growing up. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't ever, after today, say, my life was so hard. Da, 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 da. You don't understand. Your life prepared you for today. Everybody's life prepares them for the present day. And if y'all knew what I went through, see where I'm at right now, it all prepared me. But, where can I start? Another thing I want to tell you guys, too, everybody in your life is there for a reason. Whether it's a minute or a year or forever, it's just there for a reason.
I truly believe
we're
that.
And we're here to learn and teach. I'm going to tell you guys something. This is really weird. I had a program here, but I'm freaking getting off of it. I knew I would. I tell people water is so connecting, in that I try to be near water. And I never could understand, like, when I'm taking a shower or washing dishes or even going to the bathroom, I'm hearing stuff. Like, can you people give me a break? And then I was talking a couple weeks ago to somebody I was reading, and I was talking about being near water so you can hear. And it just hit me. Duh, I'm near water. That's why I'm hearing. That's why I always hear somebody talking to me when I'm doing dishes or if I'm taking a shower or going to the bathroom.
That's really interesting. This was really interesting to me that you bring that up. This is a conversation I just had yesterday with my wife. We live at the tip of, basically, if you look at the map of Indiana and the tip of Lake Michigan, where it points is where we're at, Michigan City, Indiana. And we both, she was originally from Illinois, but I've been here all my life. And we were talking about how a lot of people don't like to leave. Once they've lived near a body of water, a large body of water, they like to stay near or live near a large body of water.
No, that's true. And you don't understand. I was born in Erie, Pennsylvania, but I was raised in Florida since I was 2 months old. And my family would move out of Florida, but we always ended up back here, back and forth, back and forth. And guess where I've been for 30 years now? In Florida, because it's surrounded by water. But water is so connective as far as hearing and seeing and all that stuff. So just remember that. And I'm finding out I proved it to myself. But to go on, I got to tell you guys, we don't want to talk, but people are still connecting. Like, if it wasn't for my grandmother, I would not be back in Florida. If it wasn't for being back in Florida, I would not have homeschooled my daughter and met and met Dr. Andrew Nichols. Please Google this man, Andrew Nichols. The man is actually famous. He's on Real. He lives here in Gainesville. But Andrew Nichols, you ought to try to get him on, Jason. He is so awesome. But if it wasn't for Dr. Nichols and me homeschooling my daughter and putting her in one of his paranormal classes, I would have never went to my very first story I'm going to tell you. It was a cemetery. What would you call it? It was one of his little trips, his school trips. And it was at night. And my daughter said, well, Mom, we're going to go to the cemetery. He says, no, we're not. And she says, yes, we are, because you're part of the class now, which I didn't pay for this class. But anyway, we went, and it was her friend, and me. One flashlight. Then there was like maybe about 20 other people that just took off into the cemetery. And we actually crawled through the fence to get into the cemetery because it wasn't opened.
Not advised.
I'm telling you, well, yeah, it's not advised, please. But anyway, but the thing is I heard so clearly, come talk to me. And I'm telling my daughter, did you hear that? And of course she's saying, Mom, stop. And I'm saying, no, listen. And I could hear it. And I just pointed to this group of cemeteries that are plots that I saw. And I said, see, there's a little girl over there. So, of course, I wasn't thinking. She took her only flashlight. So I'm huddled with her friend. And she went over there and she says, Mom, there is. She says there's like 11 cemetery, or what am I trying to say, grave stones here. And one's a little girl. So I'm going, no way. So I went over there, sat on the wall. And before I know it, I was there for 2 hours, you guys. 2 hours talking to this little girl. I have validation. And all while I'm talking to her, of course, my daughter and her friend took off. But this little girl saying, who are you? And are you scared? And what's that noise? And because it was near a street. She was just asking me all kinds of questions. But she kept saying, will you bring me a dolly? And I said, yeah, I'll bring you a dolly. And then we talked a little bit. And she asked me for about 3 times. And all of a sudden, I heard this woman say, if she brings you a doll, she brings you a doll, leave her alone. Now, I missed. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I was like, now I'm thinking, oh my God, there's 2 now. And I'm completely enthralled in this stuff now. And I don't know what's going on. Please me, people. I do not know what's going on. All I know is I'm sitting here talking to thin air. So anyway, she started telling me her and her mommy were sick, and her mommy died first. So I'm, I'm so sorry and everything else. So when everybody came back, I was telling Dr. Nichols, guess what? Da, 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 da. He says, oh my God, you're clairvoyant. He says, you're talking to people crossed over. I'm going, huh? And then finally, this woman that was with the crowd, she said, did you say her mom died before her? I said, that's what she said. And she looked at the gravestone right next to her, and she says she did. She died a few months before her daughter did. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now. But their gravestones are on my Crossed Over Connection Facebook. She told me what road she lived on the farm. We found it at the archives in the library. Our mall sits on it right now. Validations, you guys, validations. And I'll tell you something really cute. That dolly, we went and got her that dolly, a little rag doll, and we put it on her gravestone. About 5 months later, my husband came from Tennessee. That's when I met him, and he came here. And I wanted to show him Maddie. Her name's Maddie Kubo. She was a little slave girl. She died in 1900. So I forgot to tell you guys that. So I told my husband, I said, let's go over. I want to show you Maddie. He didn't believe in all this stuff. And okay, let's do it. I'm telling you guys, this doll that we bought her 5 months before was sitting on the wall that I sat on, dirty, mangled, like, a little kid played in it. But it was just like it was tossed on the wall. You people tell me how it got dirty. You people tell me how it got on the wall. And right at the foot of the wall was a pile of dirt and a little footprint. Ooh. And at that time, I did not have an iPhone to take pictures. I mean, you tell me what happened. But let me say one thing to you guys, please. Nobody's in these graves. Nobody. These are just memorials. The only reason why she was there because she knew I was going to be there, and that's how we met up. And that's her memorial. They're not there.
That's my question. It's like, why is the spirit going to hang out in a graveyard?
They're not. They're not. In fact, I'll tell you, you don't know how many readings that I do, and I'll tell people, you do not understand. When people cross over, they don't want to be put in the ground. They don't. I mean, seriously, when you go visit them, they're right beside you saying, "Oh, well, can you kind of move that over a little bit? Can you kind of brush this off?" I mean, they'll even tell me too. Tell them, don't do all the churchy stuff. I used to fall asleep in church. Why do you want me to bring me there now? I mean, seriously, they want parties. They want to have a good time. And you can cremate them. They don't mind that. In fact, they beg you to cremate them.
See, that's a different perspective
bodies.
That we've gotten.
It's just bodies.
I've gotten guests on here where, like, because I've always wanted to, told my wife, cremate me. My body, it's just a body. I had 2 guests on here say that's, like, don't do that. There's spiritual repercussions of that. I'm like, really? I think we're more than our body.
No, let me tell you something. And people, I swear to God, if you would listen to some of my shows, because that's my only backup, Jason, is I record every session that I've ever read for anybody. I record this stuff. And so I have backups up the yin yang. I have shows, backups up the yin yang that I know what I'm doing. I'm not pulling this out my ass. Okay? It's going. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. What I'm trying to say is these people, they'll tell me all they do is when we pass over, we unzip our bodies. That's all these are shells we can identify with each other. That's it. And thank you, Jesus, I heard that. And our souls go back to God on the other side, and that's where we live, and our spirits stay here with everybody else. And we don't leave here. We're with everybody. And I know it's so easy to understand. They follow, that's why they know everything. Somebody told me too, I tell people, they know the day you're going to die. Do you know why they know the day you're going to die? Because that's how they help you. They know, well, you know something? Jason maybe has another 15 years here. Maybe we better start showing him how to go down the road.
Don't say that.
No. I'm just saying, that's what it is. Because they have to know how long you got here, and they have the ability to do that. They have so much ability. And I've had people ask me too, where's God? Well, how come we don't go to him? Why are you telling us to go to these dead people? No. God's here. But our crossed over people, that's what they want to do. They want to assist us. They're for us. And God gave them the ability to help us. Not to change our life, but the ability to guide us in that. Which brings me to this. Yeah, I knew I was going to talk, Jason.
Oh, well, that's
Which
fine.
brings me to this. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. People want to know, well, where is this God sometimes? In that. Y'all don't understand. And how can I say this? I do a lot of my talking at nighttime. That's when they talk to me. I sit and I say, what do you want me to know? Or during my readings, I will get things like, no way, hey, yeah. And they told me one time, tell people that God is right there beside them at all times. Picture a mother and a small child learning how to walk. If that mother don't let go of that kid's hand, that kid ain't never going to walk. Because he needs to know how to fall down, get up, fall down, get up. That's exactly what God does for us. He don't hold our hand, but he's there. But if we happen to fall and we can't get up, then he will lift us up. And he lifts us up by giving us opportunities, by giving us signs, by putting people in our life. He always gives us that much to get us back up. And he lets go. So I'm telling you guys, if you say, well, you don't listen to me in that, always remember it's in his time too. It's not in our time. It's in his time. I have so many things to teach you people. Oh, my God. I've learned so much, Jason. So much. But I need to tell this one story that'll flip you out because it still flips me out. In 2006, my husband and I were living in this mold rental We did not know mold was in it. It was covered up by
Oh
paneling,
no.
rugs, and we couldn't understand why I was so deathly sick all the time, delirious at the hospitals
yeah.
all the time. I mean, we couldn't understand. No, doctors couldn't understand what was going on. But thank God in the internet, even 2006, I was on the computer, and I started bringing up these mushrooms that I saw underneath the bed, which led me to mold, which led me to reading more and my symptoms and everything. And in fact, I took a mold test, and mold is in my system. And it's also in my mother's system that lived next door. But anyway, we had 3 hurricanes one year. Boom, 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 boom. And after the third one, the lights came on. My husband went to work, and I was cleaning, and I couldn't breathe. And I'm going, oh, God, oh, gosh. So the only thing I could think of was get in the van and go right next door. Now, let me tell you something. My mom was a very good mom, but 95, she had a car accident, got on oxycodone, and never got off. So you're talking 2006, she's still on it. I wasn't expecting her to come out, but my daughter was. I was expecting her. My brother was a truck driver. He would only come to stay over once in a while, but that was it. He was supposed to be on the road. So I got in her yard. I couldn't even get out of the van. I just leaned. Now, I weighed almost 400 pounds. I weighed like, it was about 360. That's how much I weighed. I was fat. But anyway, I leaned on the horn. And who came out was my brother. And he looked at me, and I couldn't even talk to him. I said, just get in like that. And we started going up to Lake Butler, Florida, which that didn't have a hospital. It was just a hand hospital, just a small one. I don't know what happened because I can't even remember driving out of the park. I must have been passing out. But I heard my brother say, please pull over. So I must have pulled over because the next thing I know is my brother's at the driver's side. He opened the door. He said, please move over. Now, Jason and everybody listening, I weighed almost 400 pounds. This is a country road. My brother couldn't have lifted me. And I couldn't have got up and walked out. There was no freaking way. All I know is I heard him real loud say, Jesus Christ, help me. I learned later, he said, I levitated from the, thank you, Jesus. I levitated from the driver's seat to the passenger seat.
Oh, wow.
Because the next thing I remember is leaning back in the passenger seat looking at him. And I said, can't go. And he kept beating me in the head. Don't go, don't leave me. But the thing was, my chest just went, poof, and everything got black. The next thing I knew was doctors around me. I looked up. I said, what happened? And this doctor said, we almost gave up. We almost gave up. You flatlined.
Oh, wow.
And and my brother said it took 5 people to get me out of the van. I was dead weight. So I know he didn't get me on the other side. Yeah. But anyway, I remember this to this day. I remember this. I could hear myself going, no. And then I opened my eyes and saw the doctors. And then the doctors asked me, we don't know what was bringing you or keeping you here, but we were about ready to give up. And all I could say to them is, my family is imbeciles. They need me. I mean, I hated this. I don't know where that is. Just my family are imbeciles. They need me. Well, do you know that night I was sitting on the bed swinging my legs. I died, and I'm sitting on the bed swinging my legs. That right there was only a visit. It was just something I had to do, and it enhanced my readings and everything else. I saw the other side. I didn't see light. I didn't see none of that. It was pure black. But I'll tell you something. This didn't happen until last year when I saw the movie The Shack. Everybody, please go watch the movie The Shack.
What's it called?
It's incredible. The Shack. SHACK. It's incredible. And what you see at the end of it is what I see. But anyway, there's a part in there. And God asked this guy that's there, do you want to stay or do you want to leave? That is when I heard, that's what we were asking you. He was asking you, do you want to stay? That's why I was going, no, no, no. All them years, I couldn't understand what was a no, no, no. So I guess when he said, do I want to stay? That's when I come out with my family's imbeciles. So I feel I was telling God, my family's imbeciles, I need to go. But I was actually telling the doctors. It's just weird. But that is my favorite story. And I'm telling you, and if you hear me say thank you, Jesus, I don't know where that came from. And if I say it, I don't even know. I catch myself once in a while saying it, but that's how close. He's right here. He is so right here. But anyway, guys, that's me. I was a Sylvia Brown addict. Always said, oh, I wish I can do that. Never thinking this is going to happen. Never thinking this is going to happen.
So
never.
After your near-death experience, then that's when the doors kind of really opened up.
Oh, wow. Yes. And I'll tell you, the very first time I started doing readings, I would hold stuff back because it sounded so stupid. And I can remember the last time I did that, this is years ago, this guy wanted to tell his daughter, and I was not going to do it. I said, I'm not going to say that. Do you know, I got hit in the back of the head really hard, and he said, you're just dumb and stupid. And I told his daughter, I says, you know what, I got a man here, wants me to tell you this. I told her, and I says, he just called me dumb and stupid. The woman cried. She says, that's my dad. She says, he was so mean. She said, when we were little, he would smack us on the back of the head and call us dumb and stupid.
Oh,
she said, in fact, my brother and I thought that was our name for a while. You know, seriously. And that's when I knew, oh, my God, I'm not going to hold nothing back no more. And I don't. So I would love to just keep going on and on. There's just so much. But I want to say one thing before I start reading. I got to recognize these important people in my life, Jason. I got to recognize Jerry Hollyfield and her son, Ryan. Ryan is passed over, but he's my little spirit buddy. That kid helps me in everything. He's an animal lover like me. He always puts me in situations so I can help animals. And by the way, I'm a huge, huge animal advocate. I'm not sorry when I say this. There was a person on fire and an animal and it was hurt. I just go ahead and just blow on you a few minutes and then walk over you because animals are important to me. I give my money to animals before I do people. I just do because people can help themselves. So I'm sorry if somebody don't agree with that, but animals is my passion. And I just want to get that out there. But Ryan, he's my boy. He helped me write my book. Every time he would tell me something, I wanted to make sure it was Ryan. And I would call his mother about a validation, and she could give it to me. And he helped me write my book. I want to recognize some, thank you, Jesus, I heard that. Sunamara O'Brien, she's the one who taught me Reiki. She's the one who got me into the spiritual realm with people and psychic pairs. But she's awesome. She's amazing. She's a card reader. And she's my mentor. And then, of course, Alan Wright. And he wants to say hi to you, Jason.
Oh, yeah. We've had him on the show.
Oh, my God. Well, guess what? I signed up for LinkedIn, but I never go on it. And this one day something said, you need to go on LinkedIn. Like, no, I don't have time. But I went on it anyway. And there, Alan wrote me a note saying, could I be on your show? So I figured, oh, okay, we'll do this. That guy is him and his wife, Lori, are my co-host. My show is off the chain. I've had it for 5 years, and it's never been this good ever until they came on. They gave me the energy I needed. Our show's not as planned as yours. I love your show because you got it right down. Mine, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, no, I might give the appearance I have it right down, but there's a lot of things that happen on this show I had no plans of.
Oh, well, you're just so professional. It feels good to have professionalism.
Well, thank you.
I had to recognize these people because they're important to me. They did a lot in my life.
Well, like you said, everybody's put in front of you for a reason. I totally believe that. I'm curious, because I have mediums. They all have different ways of communicating with spirit. When you talk to spirit, are you seeing them physically in front of you, or is it in your mind's eye? How does it work for you?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that because I've had people say, well, this one told me this, but you're telling me this. We all get our information differently.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But I always tell people, first of all, I do automatic writing. I've always done it. I pick the pen up and they write things on the paper. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. Here's what it is. First of all, I pray. I pray before I come on the show. And what I do is I say, protect me and us with the white light of the Holy Spirit. Only let those of the white light come through. Please. And I ask God to make his messages be loud and strong so I can see and hear. And then I say, please open my window wide so those on the other side can come and give their messages loud and strong so I can see her. That's the prayer I use. And I tell people, when I tell you something, I will stand solid on what it is. I will stand solid because I know where I got my information. I'm not saying everybody else don't get their information right. I'm just saying I stand near my stuff. How I do it, I don't hear out of my ears. You all start hearing out of your ears, you're on the schizo side. That's all I can say. If you're schizophrenic, go get help because I don't hear voices.
Right.
I feel. It's out of it's your chest, it's your heart. And people, I'm telling you, God gave us a heart to live life with, not our brains. Believe it or not our brains. When we feel tugs, go with that tug because that tug is God, angels, on the other side helping us. That always go with your heart. But I feel things from my heart, and then I'll see flashes. You know the third eye we got? We actually have a third eye in the middle of our forehead. And I see flashes, just like your co-host. I just saw an older man come sit beside her, and he had, I'm a grandpa. He just gave her, he was just smiling, just so proud of her. And then that was it. But I'll see things in sentences. Sometimes they'll rat-tat-tat to me, but sometimes they'll just give me a word, like what's with this? When you hear me read, you'll understand.
Yeah.
And that, but wow, Jason, I could go on and on, but does that answer your question? I feel and I see with my third eye. I smell. I do it all. I do it all.
I have friends that are mediums, and I've had guests that are mediums, and they all have their different ways of doing it. But there's a lot of similarities too. And the one thing my own experience, I've had psychic abilities a little bit of myself that have instances in my life. I've talked about it on the show. I remember the one where I held a photograph of a deceased person. They were deceased in the photograph. But I didn't no idea who their name was, and I wasn't even trying. And I got their first name, and then when I was asked, like, okay, you knew the first name, what's the last name? I actually got the last name, but it was the inner voice in my head, talking to me. I'm like, but why? Some people would write it off as their imagination, but I'm like, I don't know why my voice is telling me this. That's where it was just a really weird feeling, because it's like, why is my inner voice telling me this stuff?
Well, no, I understand because even I go through that. Like I said, I'll be washing dishes and that, and you need to call this person. You need to go talk to them. And I'm going, are you serious? Because I wasn't even talking to this person. And I'll call them up, and they'll say, oh my God, Barbara, it was just like yesterday. I called Jerry up. I said, Ryan said for his dad to put his feet up, and his dad had his legs down because they were swollen up really bad, and he put them right up. That was all it was. But, I wonder, am I really hearing this? Yes, I'm human. And I wonder, am I really hearing this? But you don't think too much. And you, Jason, I'm telling you right now, you have lots of gifts. This show you're doing, you don't understand. You are a light worker, and this show is your light working because you bring the spiritual world to people. You bring healing to people because they'll hear things that, oh my God, that's right, that's me. That you bring healing to people with this show, and it's amazing.
Well, it comes from a place of me. I dealt with something in my life at one point that was so dark and paranormal and incredible, and I had no one to talk to about it. really. And so that's why I started, I got into being a paranormal investigator, and eventually led to doing this show, is to give people that forum and a place that nobody's going to judge you. And we can all openly talk about these experiences that we're having, be it in anything paranormal.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand that, because when I'm in a psychic fair, I hate for it to end, because that means I got to go back out with the normal people. And I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way. It's just, you just can't go up to somebody and start talking about this stuff.
No, not at all.
I mean, I know the Long Island Melia, and I love her. In fact, I saw Teresa Caputo in person. That woman is not fake. She is real as they come. But the thing is, I could not go up to people like she does. I just can't do it.
But do you get spirits trying to get you to do that? That was always my fear if I went down that route.
I'll be somewhere, like you need to tell them something, and I won't do it. And I said, no, if you want them, you need them to come to me. And that's what happens. Everybody comes to me. I don't reach out to them.
But
I just don't.
I got to figure that's something that happens to you on a regular basis.
Well, no. Believe it or not, I don't hear voices all the time.
Yeah.
I really don't. I just don't. People think, oh my God, you must be going nuts. I hear more at nighttime when it's quiet in his bedroom. My husband's snoring in my ear than anywhere else. Because this is when they talk to me. They know they can get to me here. Like right now, I'm drawing this picture. I wish I could show this to you. If this resonates for anybody, I'm drawing this picture. It's a head, and it looks like a head of a woman. She's got really black hair, and it's long right on her shoulders, and it's kind of formed on her neckline where it kind of curves in. And I'm feeling this belongs to something. Her hair was like a big hair in that. And I'm going to tell you something. I laugh at this. I can't draw a stick person. But if you could see the pictures that I draw, oh my God, I drew a sombrero a couple Saturdays ago, a sombrero. It was perfect. It had shape and form and everything else. And here it belonged to somebody I was reading for. I mean, it was so weird.
It's like automatic drawing. Besides writing, you're drawing.
Well, I wish they'd give that to me all the time. I'd be an artist.
Well, they might. These abilities obviously your abilities have developed more and more over the years.
Oh yeah, I'm more confident too. I mean, if somebody said something stupid to me now, I just tell you. Seriously, because it's not my life. You guys take care of it. I always say, take it up with them. Don't take it up with me. Don't write me letters. But I'm anxious to. Is there any more questions? I got off my thing.
No, that's all right. One of the things too I wanted to know, your first real experience with communicating with spirit was with the slave girl in that memorial.
Yes.
Well, when you communicated with her, now was that like was that seeing her in your mind's eye, or was that an experience where you had like almost an appearance of an apparition?
No. Well, first of all, what it started out is Dr. Nichols wanted us to go out there to see what we would get. In fact, everybody was seeing this angry guy near his gravestone, and he was pissed off. And everybody had the same story that saw him, and they said he was like, what are you here for? And they found out later that he was it was a prom accident, of course,
Yeah.
He died at the prom.
Oh,
and
geez.
he was mad because he was all dressed up. They were seeing him, but I wasn't there. I was over here with her. But I wasn't expecting to see anybody. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to hear anybody. I wasn't into this yet,
Yeah.
But the thing was, when I sat down, I just answered her question. She asked who I was. I told her. And she would say, would you come live with me? And I'm like, no, I can't. And, can I live with you? And she was just asking me little girl questions. She's a little girl. And it was really just a conversation of what's that noise. And I had to explain to her about cars. She told me about her farm. And then she told me how she was sick and Mommy died and she died. And it was just really, I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I didn't even know she was a little girl. I knew she was little, but I couldn't see the gravestones because they were old. They're from 1900.
So, but you were in this communication, you were picking up like with the feelings and like all the senses you talked about. Yes. That's how that communication was happening.
Yeah, because we were not close to her grave, and I kept hearing you come talk to me. And that, but I think I heard that. I really feel, and yes, people, she's not there. But the thing was, I really feel she wanted to show me, Barbara, you need to do this. Look at Barbara, how easy this is. This is you, Barbara. You know, she was my start off. And I always remember, even when I go by there right now, she'll say hi to me and I'll say hi to her from the street. And I feel bad she wanted candy for Halloween. I did bring it, you know. But that's another thing, too. I had cancer in 2014, and the radiation weakened my hip. So now I can't drive right now. And because I have to go, somebody has to take me wherever I have to go, which is a pain in the ass.
Oh, I
But
bet.
yeah, it is. But I'm not going to be like this forever. I mean, I'm bound to determined I'm going to get back behind the wheel. But this right here was an incident that brought me to me feeling the way I do right now. I feel so good. I'm 63 years old. I only sleep a couple hours a night. I got energy that won't last. I mean, just, oh my God. If I could walk and do what I need to do, I could outlast a 20-year-old in that. But you know why? Because I went to this therapy place. The guy that owns it's named Scott. It's called Still Point Therapy in Gainesville. And he's holistic. And he said, Barbara, I want you on 4 things. I want you on turmeric. I want you on flaxseed. I want you on CoQ10. I want you on hulled hemp seed. And 2 Februarys ago, I started taking it. And first of all, I was high anxiety. I was in the emergency room all the time because I had anxiety. I was on lorazepam. 3 months of taking this stuff. I have no more lorazepam. I have no more anxiety. None of that. My hair's long. Down the middle of my back. I just feel so good. And it's because of this stuff. This is God's medicine.
Yeah,
Do you know what they did 2 weeks ago? They cut my blood pressure in half.
Oh.
If I do good on this, they're going to take it away. I'm 63 years old.
It's better than taking all the medications they want to give to you for it.
Oh my! No, I tell people, you know, like, okay, I take breathing medicines. I have one lung. When I died, they don't know what happened to my other half of my lung.
Oh.
But my one side don't work, so I'm kind of running on one side here. But my breathing stuff, I don't even use like I should. But I'm not telling you guys throw away your medicine. Please don't do that. But if you can, try to find natural things to add to it. The next thing you'll know, your doctor will say to you, like they did to me, you know what? I don't think you need this anymore. You know, my brother has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He should have been dead 2 years ago. But he lives with me. We live together, and he knows what I do. And if you could see this drink he makes up, it kind of glugs and puts it in a glass. Do you know he's in remission?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody puts non-Hodgkin's in remission.
Right.
Nobody. Because this drink has carrots, apples, cherries, berries, flaxseed, peanuts. Holy God, it's got everything. It looks green, slimy.
I bet.
But he drinks it every day.
Hey, if
every
it's gonna
day.
save your life. You know, one thing I've read about and I've seen commented more too is that a lot of mediums struggle with weight problems, and they say,
thank you.
They say that they do this, that the body, because they're open, their energy field's so open to communication that it's also like a protective barrier the body puts up to kind of deal with it. And it's one of the theories.
I've seen Thin Reader,
oh, yeah.
but not too often. And seriously, I mean, I'm losing my weight now. I mean, thank you, Jesus. The last time I went to the doctors, I weighed 271. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there from almost 400 pounds. You know, I'm getting there, but I'm doing it slowly and stuff like that. But you're right. It's just, I don't know. It's just a different feeling. And Jason, you know all this because you are this in that. And I tell you, if you ever stepped out and just did a little bit more readings or something, or said more on your show and that, you would see how it would just come from you.
I mean, if I started reading people or doing like delving into the...
No, seriously, you can do this. They know you can do this.
Yeah, I've been told that by a lot of different mediums before too.
No, you can do this. And it's, I thought I was gonna be scared on this show, but you have made me feel so comfortable because you know why? You're one of us. You know, it's
thank
that
you.
we're like a little cult here. We're just one of us.
Don't say cold. Don't
Because
say
nobody
cold.
else understands. Well, you know what I'm
One of
talking about. You know, what am I gonna say, realm or whatever? But I mean, seriously, they're a group of people because nobody else understands. Nobody understands.
I know.
Do you know my husband? My husband didn't like what I was doing for a long time until finally a preacher told him, bring up prophetic counselor and bring up psychic and medium. And it's the same thing. Because in the Bible it says prophetic counselors, you know, or prophets or whatever. We're the same thing. Now he understands. But it just kind of scares you, some of the wording, just like the word I shouldn't have used. But, you know.
Well,
but we're not, I'm telling.
But I mean, my thing with it is that once you go down the path of you're going to be a spiritual medium or a psychic or whatever, you tell people that, then it puts like an expectation, a wrong expectation a lot of people have with it, and I've never I always say to my psychic friends, I think you're very brave for putting yourself out there, because there's a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm more like the skeptics. People that are into this and want a reading are very open and friendly. It's the skeptics that really,
I love skeptics.
I know, and they're not. They can be pretty mean about it, I think. So I commend you and all the other psychic medium friends for going out there and doing it. I for myself, I don't know if I want to commit to passing on messages. I don't know. It's something I've never been able to deal with. Yeah.
No, you don't have to, because you have so many gifts. Not all of us have all the gifts like other people. You know, we all have certain gifts. You have gift of mouth, gift of healing. We have different gifts. Your gift right this moment is this radio show, because you make it a platform for people to get healings from. You know how great that is? Without you, who would hear us? Who would hear what's going on? And, I kind of, I did a binge watch on your shows, and that I love your shows. Oh my God, I'm going to mention them all the time. And there's so much YouTube, I didn't know about it. But, oh my God.
Yeah, shameless plug, people. We got a ton of shows on YouTube. Go check it out.
Yeah. I need to say one thing too, and this is important. Please, people, always understand too, don't be something you're not. That is so important. I just learned about a year ago, because I always felt, Barbara, you're a spiritual medium. You got to act a certain way. And you don't understand. I'm Italian. We don't act a certain way. I got a mouth like a trucker, stuff like that. And I don't do it just to do it because I'm smart. I don't do that. But the thing was, I started letting go a little bit, because I was so scared when I was doing readings. What if you say this? What if you do that?
Right.
And this one reading, I was reading, I don't know what the heck happened. I said, son of a bitch. And the woman looked at me, she says, you didn't say that. And I says, oh, I'm sorry. She said, no. She said, do you know how good I feel? She says, because I felt so intimidated by you. I thought you were all spiritual. I says, oh, hell no. And then it was on. It was on. And that night I said, you people tell me what's going on. And I heard, Barbara, be yourself. And don't be afraid to tell people what we tell you. Don't be afraid to tell your feelings. Not everybody's going to love you. And you can't expect everybody to love you, And so now I tell people, I'm Italian, so let's just understand that right now. And that, number 2, this is very important. I do not read the Bible. I'm Catholic, so I know what it is. I have read the Bible, but I do not read the Bible. I will tell you those are stories of God, so don't throw your Bibles away. They're messages. It's very important. But it makes me so upset when I hear people say, the world's coming to the end. It's hell and damnation. Oh my God.
We've had a whole show on that, Barbara. We've had a whole show on that
Oh.
that we've been conditioned to be a doomsday society
No,
or generation.
let me tell you what's going to go on. Let me tell you real quick what they told me. When I say they, people, I'm talking about the spirits, God. I mean, when I say they, it's the whole everybody, the angels. What they tell me is, remember the dinosaurs? The world didn't end, but the world changed. This world is never going to end. It's going to change. In fact, Alan and I were talking about that today. He says, Barbara, the way this world's going and all these weird, we had an earthquake not too long ago here in Florida. What the hell? We don't have earthquakes here. Things are getting really bad off in weather now. Because of what? Everybody all together say it. Man. We keep digging and bombing and doing all kinds of weird stuff. We're ruining this earth. And what's happening, and here's another thing. This is oh, see, I'm starting to get on the soapbox now. Our kids. I'm not going to say government, but there's two kinds of government. There's our government, and there's, I don't know who they are, but who the hell took cursive writing out of the schools? Who did that? So now these kids that are in school are going to grow up and not know how to read our archives or any of our letters. What are they going to do? You know, first of all, you took God out of school years ago.
They're taking history out of school. That's the one that kills me.
They're taking history out. I know. And all I'm hearing from the spirits is, Barbara, you need not to let this happen. Like, okay, what am I going to do?
Right.
You need to grab as many kids as you can and teach them. So what I want to do is I want to have a YouTube video of teaching cursive writing, because kids do not understand. Learn cursive writing, because in about 20 years, you're going to have a job that's going to pay a lot of money, because even the president's going to be asking you, can you read this for me? Because I don't know what the hell this says. You know, do not give up nothing. Parents, please fight the schools. You know, I'm telling you this. Another thing I want to do too, and Jason, this is my last final thing. I'll let you go to your show. Please teach kids about animals when they're little, because I stand by this. If you could teach an animal, or teach a kid about an animal and how to love one, they'll be the best people growing up. Because all animal lovers are awesome, amazing people. If you teach them to put a gun in their hand and go shoot one and stuff like that, what do you teach them? I'm just saying.
My kid wouldn't shoot an animal. I'll tell you what. He lives. He's a boy. He's 100% boy. My oldest son, and he loves gun games and wants to shoot stuff and all that. But when it came to shooting an animal, he would never do it because he doesn't even want to eat meat. That's how he is.
Well, no. What I'm going to tell. What I want to say though, I'm not against guns, because my husband's a correctional officer, and you know, stuff like that. And in fact, why should we give up our guns when bad people have them? There ain't no way in the heck I'm doing that. But the thing is, but here's the thing though, the kids, if you guys want this world to turn around, you grab them kids and you don't let the world conduct what they do. I would rather see somebody homeschool their kids. I homeschooled my daughter.
I wish I could.
And you know what? Well, do you know something? She retired at 20 years at 39 years old, January.
I'm 39.
She's 39.
I wish I could retire at 39.
Retired. And her husband retired about 2 weeks before she did, at 39.
Well, that's depressing to me.
No, don't be depressed. That was homeschool.
Yeah.
That was homeschool.
I had public school and private school education. Here I am.
Yeah. Well, I went to Sister Ferocious. So, you know, that's just the way. I won't go no further into that one.
But, you know,
as a parent, you, I don't hold nothing back.
As a parent, everything you're saying totally resonates with me, because I see all this stuff happening where society might be going, and it scares the living heck out of me. It scares the living heck out of me. Do you think the spirits at all are good at telling you what's going to happen in the future, or is that?
Oh yeah, no, that they do. That's why they're telling me what to do.
Right.
Like, you know, get to the schools and see if they'll start letting you teach the first graders about animals. Visit the schools. Teach about animals. Do a YouTube video about cursive writing. Put it out there. You know, talk on your show to the parents. Fight the schools. You know, fight the school. If you're not going to teach my kid cursive writing, I'll do it.
Well,
you know.
Luckily, my kid goes to a school, a charter school that teaches cursive writing.
Oh yeah,
he
well,
hates
of course
it.
they will.
He
Yeah.
hates it, but luckily I do. But it does seem like my big thing is history, because I work. I'm a retail manager, and I get these young 20-year-old kids. I mean, I had a kid that didn't even know who George Washington was, didn't know who our first president was, and I'll never forget one kid. One person I said, didn't want their change. There's this young girl. I said, "Oh, a penny saved is a penny earned." She goes, "Whoever said that's stupid." And I said, Benjamin Franklin, like founding father. I don't care about some former presidents. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Like, no.
Weeping for he's not a president.
No, kids are scaring me because they're going to be our future doctors and lawyers in about 25 years.
But are they?
That's scary.
I think there's going to be a lack of doctors and lawyers because these kids don't see getting through school.
No, they will because no. But listen, I don't know if your schools are doing it. Our schools just shove them through. Just shove them through. They don't care.
Well, I hope they don't shove people through I don't think they were shoving anybody through medical school, but the cost of doing it.
The bar is just lower now, is all, or going to be lower.
Or if you have enough money to pay, you have enough money to pay for your kid to get through school.
All I'm saying is, I'm going to just make this pass. People, all you people who are listening to have kids, please, you take control of them. Make sure they learn what you learned when you were younger. Don't take down to the kids. They're missing out on so much. And oh my God, it just makes me upset. And I want to do everything I can, But to me, I know cursive writing. I know we're on this subject, but that right there, you don't know how important that is.
Oh yeah.
Because that's going to form everybody's. In 20 years, it's going to form everybody's lives. Because everything is in cursive writing. Could you imagine your doctors pretty soon? We'll be able to read their damn prescriptions. Because they'll be printed. You're Dr. Nelson. I see that now.
Right, as I say, a doctor's handwriting. I don't care if you know how to read cursive. You're still not going to transcribe that. We're going to go to commercial break, Barbara. Guys, after the commercial break, you'll be able to call in and get a reading from Barbara. 5 minutes, 10 minutes long. We're going to try to keep it around that range. Just remember, she can only do so much in that time, but have a focus of who you want to come through or what you want from the reading. I always say focus. It helps with these things. But the phone lines will be open, 219-230-4444, Skype ID Jblandparanormalsoup. Any of the other numbers you see scrolling here under my video thing, if you're watching, don't call those. Just those two numbers after the commercial break. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Intercepted the transmission of unknown origin.
Transmission? Out here?
SOS.
Human.
Unknown.
Alien. Certificate X. Exclusive engagement at the Odeon Leicester Square. Now.
Any systematized transmission indicating a possible intelligent origin must be investigated.
I will hear it.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Paranation Magazine is a new paranormal magazine based out of Denver, Colorado. Our goal isn't just to give you the best paranormal content out there, but to promote paranormal unity. We're doing this by giving everyone an opportunity to tell their stories and to share their experiences. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Paranation Magazine and soon, paranationmag.com.
Knights of the road, here's your stallion. The car for freedom. The car for hot excitement. The car for a man who is alone against the elements.
The Wanbatsu Thunder.
The pride is back. It's the power of a compact.
Looks small, but it's so big.
Fuel injected.
Inject me.
My Batsu Thunder. On the toll road of life, you have to pay to prove you can. Live the emotion of an individual. The awesome power of nature distilled into one vehicle. Because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.
The Maibatsu Thunder.
When Alex Gardner is asleep, he has an extraordinary gift. The government wants it, the scientists want it, but to keep it may cost him his life. It might be better if Alex didn't sleep at all, but he cannot resist entering the dreamscape. Can you? See Dreamscape in the West End and all over London now. Certificate 15. It takes an extraordinary adventurer to enter the dreamscape.
This is an APAC studio presentation.
Hey kids, tired of running away from home? Then getting lost and wrapping your big wheel around a cow? Then having no one to turn to other than that weirdo in the van with the dark tinted windows? Or his friend, your creepy Uncle John? Well, worry no more with new OnStar for Kids. Now you can run away in style with an OnStar for Kids kit installed in your big wheel, tricycle, or cute little smart car. Yes, just in time for Christmas, OnStar for Kids. So the next time you're on your way to Granny's house, or Weekend Dad's pathetic little bachelor pad, and you run over a homeless person in your toboggan, OnStar for Kids will clean up the mess, hide the hobo body, and get you there in time for nappies.
This is OnStar. Do you need someone to kiss your boo-boo?
This has been a presentation from Tim Morgan's APAC Studio. For more almost professional amateur comic studio content, visit the APAC YouTube channel. Search APAC 2002. That's APAC 2002 on YouTube.
Edgar Allan Poe wrote Spirits of the Dead with a pen dipped in warm blood. You will see the ultimate in terror with this important all-star cast. Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda in Edgar Allan Poe's Spirits of the Dead. Only Poe's demented genius could bring to the screen such horror and evil. Spirits of the Dead stars Brigitte Bardot, Alain Delon, Jane Fonda, Terence Stamp, and Peter Fonda. Directed by three masters of the cinema, Federico Fellini, Louis Malle, and Roger Vadim. Spirits of the Dead is an adventure in terror beyond your wildest nightmares. Spirits of the Dead in color is rated R.
Accept the fact that this city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Exactly. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, we have spiritual medium Barbara Petrone. You can call in tonight and get a reading from Barbara. Like I said, have a focus on what you want. We do already have somebody on the line, so if you do call in and I don't answer your call, just try until the next person gets off the line. When you do call in, hang in there till we call on you as well. But you can get a reading tonight. We've always, I've had a number of different mediums on. It always seems to be an interesting show when we have people and their experiences and what the mediums pick up. Just hang in there. Try not to give them too much information. We'll let Barbara ask, however she does it. But, I've had some people start giving all their information away. It's like stop. Just remember, you got to let them do their work. All right, so the phone lines are 219-230-4444. You can also call in at Skype ID Jblandparanormalsoup. Those are the two lines for people watching tonight. You'll see phone lines rolling by under there. Those are the only two ones you should call. The other two do not call in on. They're not open tonight. All right, guys, let's get to our guest. still there with me, Barbara?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Well, we got somebody on the phone line. We got 281 area code. Who do we got on the line?
It's Rhodey.
Hey,
Jason.
Rhodey.
How are you, honey?
Doing great.
What was her name?
Rhodey.
Rhodey?
Yes.
All right. Now, here's what I need y'all to do. I don't need no birthdays. I don't need none of that stuff. Just let me do what I need to do, and then I'll get with you, okay? Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. I heard that. Rhodey. Thank you, Jesus. Heard that. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. I heard that. Rhodey, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay. First of all, I got two older women that stepped by. They stepped over. I told them we have to make this short because of the radio show. But they stepped over.
Okay.
I feel that they're together. Is Mom and Grandma both passed over?
No. Mom is still
Who's
here.
the mother figure on your mom's side?
Pardon me?
Who's the mother figure on your mom's side? They're on your mom's side.
I don't.
So when they're mother figures, let me say this real quick. They're either mom or grandma or somebody that, you felt more like it was a mom, not a, a friend, a mom. But they're two
I don't
older
know.
ladies on your mom's side.
So certainly wouldn't have been my grandmother. She was an awful drunkard.
Okay, she was a what?
She's still here.
You said your grandma was an awful lady?
She was really bad. She was bad. She was she drank, she partied, she let a bunch of bad stuff happen to her. She was a bad person.
Okay, sweetie, listen to me. I do readings for healings. All right? There is your healing right there. Please believe what I'm about to tell you. All right? And this is going to help you in some other parts of your life. Everybody stick your right hand out, your right arm out. That arm is called negativity. Your left arm is positive. If you don't bring that right arm back a little bit, positive will never go through, and things will be hard to get. Things will be hard to obtain in your life. Negativity is just music, movies, anything that has negativity to it. And then just what Rhodey said. Rhodey has a little bit of hurt and kind of anger towards her grandma. Right, Rhodey? Let me do something, sweetie.
Absolutely.
This earth...
That's true, yes.
Huh? Okay.
This world... Right. I have negativity and anger towards my grandmother. That's a true statement.
Okay,
yes,
well,
ma'am.
listen. This world is nothing but learning and teaching. That is the only reason why we're here. From the day we take our first breath to the day we take our last one. Learning, teaching. Your grandmother, right now, she stepped forward to you and she hugged you so hard. And she says, I am so sorry that you feel that way towards me. I am so sorry. She says, but do you know, she says, in your life, you needed that because, Rhodey, ask yourself one question. Are you like me? No. You're nowhere like me.
No.
Nowhere. And what did that make Rhodey in her life? That made Rhodey a nice, awesome, amazing person. And that's why she was here she was here for that reason, to make sure you didn't end up other than what you are right now. I know this sounds like I'm blowing it up my ass, but I'm not. That's why people are here in our lives, to do certain things. But she just took your face in her hands. She says, you don't know how I smile every day when I see you. She says, you go through so much, but you never lay down, not once. You never stay down. You pop right up. She said, I'm so proud of that. She said, I'm so proud of the things you do. And she said, if you just forgive me. She said, I know you won't forget. That's human. If you just forgive me and understand I did this because I was here to do that and to see how much I love you right now. She said, if you just knew how much I loved you, she says, things are going to start happening for you because That's negativity you're holding because of me. And I feel so bad for that. She says, please, let's don't do that no more. Don't ever say, my grandma was this, and this. Just don't say nothing at all. If you can't get it out, my grandma loved me. That's probably why she did that. Because she wanted to teach me. I'm telling you, Rhodey, she loves you so much. Oh my God, she's so proud of you. And that's so proud of you. And she's talking too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if you went on vacation or you're, well, I don't even want to say vacation. Is there somewhere you've been wanting to go and you're getting this pull to go and you just don't?
I had a few trips planned coming up in June and July and through the summer. I don't know if that's what you might mean. It's all paranormal.
Well, she's telling me
going to
there's
see.
something coming up, going away. I don't know if it's a vacation or whatever. But what's the reason why she's bringing this up? She says, you got to go. She says, you got to go. Because with you understanding how I feel about you, she says, you just pulled that negativity back enough for positive to flow. I need you to go because somebody's going to say something to you or you're going to see something that's going to move you forward in your life that you're going to actually need. She says, you have so much light ahead of you. She says, but things just hold you down, but no more. She says, life's not going to be perfect for you, but you're going to get over the biggest hurdle. And I was one of them. Because in your life, you have always thought, what did I do to that old lady to make her do that? She says, you didn't do nothing to me. You didn't do nothing. And you've made yourself lessen in your eyes because you always wondered, what was I doing? What was I doing to do this to her? You know, it wasn't you. She says, you were a beautiful child. And I don't just say this to everybody, Rhodey, but she had to come over. But she says, you go on this, you need to go. And she promises you, she says, something's going to happen from this, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to take you forward. Now, is there a question that you'd like answered? So, is there something that you'd like answered?
Well, no, not well. I just, she was a good grandmother, and I didn't know a lot of this till after she was dead, or I probably would have said something to her. But let me just ask you one quick question. You said she was here for that reason, so I would see and be different. But is that also saying that she was here to let her children be abused and? Her only reason to be here couldn't have been so I would see that. I didn't know it till she was dead, but
no,
there can't be a reason.
She didn't let nothing happen. Okay, you have to understand something. We all have our own past. You know what I tell people to help you understand a little bit more? People think that that's my daughter, that's my son, that's my mom, that's my dad. Do you know that I call the earth the University of God. This is like a big school of learning and teaching. And God had to make some kind of scenario for us to be here. He just couldn't put us here and say, okay, go do what you need to do. He had to put us in scenarios, and he had to make us use our feelings. Do you know, Brody, that we live life by emotions? That's how we live life. Hate, love, sadness, happy. We live life by emotions. And how else can you have emotions but by being with other people that have emotions? That is exactly how we live life here. So your mother, grandmother, whatever, they're here for their own lives, just like you are. But in your life, they were put together to help you go on your path. I know this sounds kind of overwhelming, but it's not. Listen to the show again and listen to what I'm saying. And this is not BS. I'm telling you, if people could see what living this world is like and how to do it, it wouldn't be so hard. It would not be so hard because we grow up thinking differently. All right? I hope that you guys have learned something tonight, because I've learned this myself. You know, but Rhodey, don't, Grandma didn't let nothing happen to nobody. She did what she had to do. I mean, if somebody got raped right in front of you, and you saw it, the thing was, I'm saying that was for a reason. I tell people that when they get pregnant sometimes, and they have an abortion or they have a miscarriage, that's a lesson. It's a lesson that, see, you couldn't afford me. You weren't ready for me. I had to let you know. Look how you felt when you thought you were going to have me. Even little babies teach people. They're there for an instant. An instant. In that we get taught from all directions, sweetie. I wish I can get a hold of you. I feel there's a lot of things that once you understand, you'd feel so much better. But you are an amazing person. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, you have a gift of healing. You have a gift of healing yourself. Next time you touch somebody with your hands, watch their face. You actually bring smiles to people just by patting them on the back. And you're a very big toucher. And it's weird because
so
you
does
think
this
you
mean
wouldn't
I can
be.
go in and just start hugging people everywhere?
It
I
would
was
be
being
nice.
funny. I was being funny. I'm sorry.
She does have incredible hugs. Rhodey does have incredible hugs.
No, listen. Listen, I have a
know
sense of
for my
humor. No. See, what did I just say, Jason? What did I just say? Her hands are healing, and that, you listen. For having a grandmother like you could have probably been the type of person that didn't want hugs, that didn't like them. But that's not what I'm hearing. Your grandma says, no, this woman right here, she loves people. And you know what? You did it because of her. And she just says she hopes that you understand. She says she hopes you
and I'll
understand.
look at her differently. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to tell
please
you, I'm
do,
glad what you do
because
for the animals.
Do what? What'd she say,
I just
Jason?
wanted to say I lost you for a second there, Barbara. I just wanted to tell you real quick, the animal, I just started a few months ago volunteering at an animal place, and you're right. Animals are the most awesome. They have no reason, some of them, to ever trust humans again, but yet so quickly they can recover and be the most awesome, beautiful souled creatures that there are. Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm gonna say this right now to everybody, because I have an audience that can't go away. If you have money, people can dial 911. People can dial for help. If you have money, please give it to an animal shelter or buy food for some animal. An animal needs it more. They can't stand in a corner with a sign. They can't dial 911. They can't talk. If you want your money to go to anything good, please do that. I'm sorry for other people don't believe that, but they're the ones who appreciate they need us. Okay, I'm done.
Well, thank you, Rhodey,
I
for
love
calling
you,
in.
Rhodey. You're unreal.
Thank you. You love you. Thank you very much, Barbara. Jason, love you, honey. Gonna see you soon.
All right, hon. You have a great night.
Okay, you too, honey. Okay.
Oh my
bye-bye.
God, I gotta meet this woman.
Rhodey is awesome.
Do you know something, Jason?
She's
before you put the next
incredible.
call on? Let me tell you something, Jason. And I want to just let you know something. And I tell people this. I have never read for anybody that I said, oh my God, please go away. They have never given me anybody like that. They always put people on my path that I just feel like I connect with. It's just unreal.
It's amazing, though.
unreal.
Like, you do find, it's hard to find people to talk to about the paranormal, but it does seem like being open about it, there's a synchronicity that happens. And I do run into people with some of these incredible experiences, not just even before I ever did a show that I would, that I would connect with people that way.
That's why I tell people I don't go out and get people. I make them come to me.
Well,
because I would be going to somebody that wish would go away.
Right. All right. We got somebody else on the phone line. We got 205 area code. Who do we got on the phone line?
This is Mike.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Hey,
I'm
Mike.
actually watching y'all while I'm sitting here at work.
You're not the only one. I have plenty of people that do that work. Just don't tell your
Yeah,
bosses.
I got called into work. I got called in to work overtime. So
Making money and calling into paranormal shows. That's the life.
yeah, well, that's off the flu. So I went ahead and decided to come in and basically sit around.
So, do you have a question for Barbara tonight, or just want a general reading?
I was hoping to get a general reading. Maybe I might have a question that spans from that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, when I heard your voice, and I've got my paper right in here. Here's what I'm hearing: two things. Thank you. Well, no, I'm hearing three things, I guess. I don't know what's more important. I'm hearing relationship. I'm hearing, thank you, Jesus, I heard that. I'm hearing something about you can't decide where you want to live or do, or there's a decision that you don't know if you want to do this or if you want to go there. You're being pulled in like a couple directions. All right. But I'm also hearing a relationship. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Your dad passed over?
Negative. There's, just going. No, my dad's still alive. My wife's dad is still alive as well.
Who's the father figure that's standing beside you? And he tells me he was pretty sick. He says, I was pretty sick. They really well expect me to go. He's an older man, but I was sick and smoked. Oh my God, he smells just like smoke. But he don't smoke now, but that's what he's trying to tell me. But he's kind of like behind you. He says, what? Huh?
That's my grandfather, either on my dad's side or on my mother's side.
Well, here's what he's doing. He's not throwing you underneath the bus. He's not being mean. But he says, you need to do this one issue of yours. Please go with your pull. You're very spiritual, Michael. In fact, you're kind of running on the same length as I am. And I'm having a little bit of difficulty. It's kind of hard for me to read other readers sometimes. But you're kind of running on this realm here. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. You can't decide where you want to go. Are you kind of contemplating trying to move somewhere?
Yeah, actually, my wife and I, we live on. Sorry, I'm a little choked up because you're hitting the nail on the head. My wife and I, we're living in a single wide right now. We about got it paid off. We're living in the middle of 120 acres of family-owned property, and I want to branch out to somewhere else, a little bit closer to where we were, but at the same time, I don't want my wife to feel as though as I'm trying to pull her away from her family.
Okay. Well, let me say something to you and the rest of the listeners too. If you guys knew how difficult this was for me, my readings are almost 2 hours long. So I'm really trying to cut this down and there's so much I wanted to say to you. But thank you, Jesus, I heard that. Here's what the older man's saying to you. To try to get an answer to this problem, he wants you to go somewhere alone, preferably near water. If you can't, turn the hose on or something. Sit underneath it. I don't care. Just near water. And talk to Mike. Do you know that we all have a special know-all self inside of us? I have a Barbara. Jason has a Jason. You have a Mike. And Mike knows everything.
Yeah.
You need to go somewhere quietly. You say, Mike, we need to straighten this shit out right now. You need to know what do you want me to do? And I don't want you to hear it. I don't want you to think it. I want you to feel it. And what you're going to feel is you're going to be asked, if you did this, if you moved over here, how does it make you feel? Answer really quick. And if you can't answer really quick, oh my God, I really would love this, it's the wrong move. Your heart's got your answer to it. Your heart has your answer to it. I'm feeling you need moved because this is like holding you down. You're being pulled to another place. but
Yeah.
you do it when you feel you need to be pulled. Don't do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it's.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We've had a few fallings out with the neighbors. We've actually lost a dog to them, and
Oh, geez.
yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on between them. I mean, it's her parents would get along fine. It's her sister and a few other issues that's going on that it's kind of pulling us. But if I may ask a question, the father figure,
Yes.
if you're able to see, does he smile a lot?
What did he say, Jason? He broke up.
Oh, he says, does he smile a lot?
He's a very happy person. That's the thing. But you have to understand, we're all happy on the other side. But he smells like smoke.
Yeah, no, the reason.
So he was a
Yeah,
he was a smoker.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that was Hugh. I don't know if that was Hugh Andrew Dwyer Sr. That's my grandfather, or that's my grandfather. He passed away due to cancer. My dad's side of the family, James Wesley Malone. He was basically an alcoholic.
Was it lung cancer?
No, it wasn't lung cancer. It was. My mom said that it was the entire lower part of his body, like his innards.
Okay, well, this right here, this man smoked, but he said he was very sick. He said he was really sick, and I mean, can't get no more on him. But he's a father figure. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. But he's just really close to you. He's really close to you, and he says you're such a good man. He says you're such a good, provider. And that you don't deserve this. That's why that pull. You know what? He brought you to the show tonight because he says you can't do this much longer. You just can't. And do you know how good you'd feel if you got to another place that was fresh and better and that? And you have to understand something. You felt this pull a long time ago, but it seems like things are starting to get worse and worse and worse. Sometimes God steps in and says, "Oh my God, do I have to draw you pictures?" And he'll actually push you out.
Yeah.
I had it happen with my van. I have a van story. I can't go into it right now. Maybe Jason will have me on another time. Hint. And I'll tell you the van story. But I'm telling you, sometimes he puts things on our path that moves us along. But this man loves you to death. And like I said, my readings are like 2 hours long. I can sit here and I can do really, but I can't right this moment. Your message tonight was the move. And remember he said relationship? It's going to affect the relationship. Because what's happening is you're stressing each other out. And then you're going to start biting at each other if you're not doing it right now. And then everything is going to fall apart. Does that make sense to you?
We've been doing the biting at each other a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
I go to mention something and she would just flare up on me.
And see, and here, Mike, here's the problem. Listen, everybody, if I overtalk you, I am sorry. The spirits make me talk, and I got to talk when they tell me to. And so if I overtalk you, it's not being rude. What you have to understand, too, I am such a big believer in negativity and positive, and that's what I'm saying. You're filled with negativity in your area. Your surrounding is negativity. You've got to get somewhere positive. Just like me. If I hear negative stuff on TV, I get sick to my stomach. If I hear negative music, or if I hear people fighting, I can't. I just completely just go off kilter. I have to have good things happening. I don't even watch the news. If we blew up tomorrow, I wouldn't know it. But then again, what the hell am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? I just rather look at good things. In that might be a cop out to some people, but to me, I like living happy. And that's how I live happy. Is I try to do what I can, and I try to stay spiritual. But Mike, you got this, sweetie. There's a place that they're pulling you to go. You need to start, even if you just put what you can in your car. I'm just saying you need to go. You really need to go. So try to sit with your spouse and say, we need to go. So, and they will tell you, they will help you figure out how to go. They will figure it out. But that was your thing. Remember I said it was issues about moving in a relationship.
Will that help, Mike?
Is that okay?
Oh, it helps. It helps a lot. It helps a lot because, like I said, we've been having issues. You know, basically since I got there, we've sometimes been treated like we were the hired help, basically. You know, which is kind of odd because they keep talking about family, but they're the types that say one thing and do exactly the opposite.
And see, what is this doing to you, Mike? And what's it doing to you, Mike? It keeps you angry. It keeps you stressed. How can anything good happen to you when you're like that? Don't you want to get up in the morning and smile and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, we have our moments, but at the same time, it's like I've told my wife within the past, I want to say 4 or 5 months, I said, we need to get out of here. And she goes, well, what's wrong with here? And I said, we got too much stuff going on with your parents. We got too much stuff going on with your sister next door. I said, we've lost a dog. They messed us over on paying paying their half of the vet bills because it was their dog that did it. They never really did listen to us when it came down to dogs. We'd tell them, put your dog up. The county would tell them, put your dog up. The school system would tell them, put your dog up. They wouldn't listen. They put it up for a week and then let it loose, and eventually it got run over. And then I told them, I was like, look, if y'all get a dog, keep it in the yard. Don't let it roam free. Well,
Mike, can I say one thing?
Pit bull, about almost. I'd say about
Mike,
8 months later.
Mike, I got to say one thing, okay? We're going to go a different route here, too. Like I said, when I do my readings, I can get all in. I'm not breaking up marriages, trust me. I don't break up marriages. Here's another thing about living life. Sometimes people are put in our lives just for a little bit, sometimes for longer, sometimes forever. That's how I started the show out. Yeah. I'm not telling you to split up or anything like that. But you need to realize something, okay? Your life is important. How you do your life is important. How you live it is important, okay? Do what you can. Just do what you can. But if you can't get somebody to give you the chance to be happy and to feel peace and get out of negativity, what else is there? I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to split you up. Trust me, I'm not. But it's up to you how you want to live life. Because you're either going to stay there and be miserable, or you're going to say, listen, I love you. I love you so much, but I can't be here. I can't be here. I got to go. So you're either coming or you're not. That's how it's going to be. Or you're going to be miserable the rest of your life, Mike. Okay? That's how we're going to. Listen, spirits don't play. The spirits do not have time to play with you. And they're just going to come out and cut it dry. Okay? Like I said, and one of these days I'm probably going to have somebody at my door saying, you told them to leave me. No, I did not. I'm just trying to
just telling you to stand your ground.
Yes. Yeah. And that, because I'm telling you, she has her own life. And maybe her life is nowhere like yours. So maybe she likes to be miserable, or maybe she likes her life. That's making her happy, but it's not making you happy. So think back what you guys learned from each other. Stuff like that. I'm just saying, Mike, you're at a crossroads right now, and God's giving you the opportunity. Are you crossing the street or what? You got to do one or the other. And you have to do one or the other. But please do this. Never be mean. Don't be mean about it. You just nicely say, I got to do this. I got to do this. I can't live in negativity. So I'm just saying, I can't go anymore. My goodness!
I hope that helped you, Mike.
Oh, it helped me heaps. It helped me a lot, very much.
Well, thank you for calling in, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's so hard, Jason? is doing these readings on radios like mine and yours and that, I can't sit and get right to the depth of things and teach, because there's so many things to teach people. They have to understand how this world is run. Then they could see, just like Rhodey. She didn't know. She thought her grandma was a piece of shit. But her grandma
I have to ask you to watch. I know you're Italian. I know you're Italian, but watch the language a little bit.
Okay, but her grandma molded her. You know.
Well, everybody has something that we're all teaching each other something. I get what you're trying to say. It's her grandmother had her purpose in life to learn her lessons, but those lessons affect the people around her too. And we're all teaching each other something. We got another phone call. We'll make sure we're fitting them in. They've been calling in. I want to get this out actually really quick. I've had some people calling in on the wrong lines. Remember, it's just the 219-230-4444 or the Skype ID oojblandoo. Call in on those, because I've had some people calling in on the wrong lines, and I have to hang up, or I hang up because you're calling while I got somebody else on the line. So just try calling back. All right, who we got at 661 area code?
It's Chandra.
Hi, Chandra. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, Jason. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Chandra. How you doing?
Oh, hanging in there. And you?
Hanging in there. Yeah, me too. I'm just doing what I need to do here. Need to ask you something. I'm sitting here drawing. Drawing. Okay, I'm getting a couple. First of all, I want to ask you something. What is with a piece of clothing? I'll tell you this in a minute. Did you just go buy a piece of clothing just recently? I don't know if it's a dress or a blouse or. And I'm seeing like a light colored, I don't know if it's blue or whatever.
I haven't bought clothes in a really long time.
Something
I can't
blouse
afford
or
to buy
blue?
myself clothes, so I don't buy myself clothes.
There's something with a blue blouse or blue something. Oh my God, I'm sitting here seeing this. Thank you, Jesus, I heard that. I don't know, I just had to kind of give that to you. And trust me, sometimes when I do these readings, somebody will come right back at me and say, oh my God, I remember that now. I'm going to go at this differently with you. They're telling me to do differently. What is the question you really want to know? Because they say you have a couple things, but some are more important than the other. I want to go this way with you. And you have an aunt passed over.
I was wondering who's been influencing my dreams.
Do you have an aunt passed over?
I do have an aunt that has passed over.
It's so funny because I had this lady step over and she says, you're so much like she is. You're so much like she is. She says, I can actually step into her shoes and walk her miles. And that you're getting these things in your sleep or at night. They're messages that you need to start listening to. Are you feeling a change is getting ready to come to you?
Yes. Very much so.
Because this is what's happening. You need to, I'm trying to slow myself down here. Thank you, Jesus, I heard that. You need to start focusing, especially on your feelings, because you're being kind of changed around. One of them is work. Did you just not have a job, or you just get a job? Is there changing a job? What's with the work? Because that's the number one thing. Are you working?
I've had the same job for almost 3 years.
Okay, well, and
maybe
another thing too is I did the number 4 and the letter A, so that's coming up for something. It's the number 4 and the letter A. Let's go back to your job.
Well,
okay.
April is the 4th month, so maybe.
Well, what happened in April? No, there's something else to this.
Well,
the 4 resonates
April
with
is
something.
a significant month for me, but it's not due to work. Well,
No, it doesn't have to be.
I know exactly.
It doesn't have to be due to work.
Okay, I know exactly. I know exactly what it is, but it's not recent. It's what happened 3 years ago, and it was April.
Okay, thank you, Jesus. Okay, thank you, Jesus. I'm just trying to get validations from who's talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this change, first of all, they're going to your work. Yeah, you might have worked there this long, da 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 da, but something's about to
Mm-hmm.
change there. Okay, and I don't know if somebody's going to offer you
Mm-hmm.
something, or it's going to be overloading you with something, and you're going to start feeling, I don't want to do this no more, or there's going to be
I do
something
feel like I
changing.
don't want. I do feel like I don't want to do it anymore because I am very
Yeah.
burned out. I haven't had a vacation in 3 years.
Thank you, Jesus.
So.
No, thank you, Jesus. What you're getting
but I'm
is
loyal.
okay. Yes, okay, but listen, that's the thing, though. You can't stress over this, and you can't not go with what your heart's telling you, because some things are only for a little bit, and if you do not take the opportunities that are standing in front of you, you're going to miss out on something. Because it's just like that joke. God sent all this, things to this guy on this island. He didn't take it up. I sent you the boat. I sent you this. I sent you that. And he didn't understand it. You're getting a pull that you need to start changing. Here's what she's telling me. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. Here's what she's telling me to tell you to do. You need to start right now sitting with yourself and sitting and saying, okay, what would really make me want to get up in the morning? What would make me want to go to work? What would make me feel good every day? And I don't care if it's something
It would
stupid.
be something I'd be
Even
paid
if
for.
it's, yeah, of course. But, there has to be something that you would like to be paid for that you would do that. Now, you need to have something different. And I would start right now looking for it and try to find out where it's at and get your little duckies in a row. Because when this change comes, you're going to say, oh, okay. And then just step right onto your new path because you already got it all ready for yourself. This is what's been going on with you, is they're trying to tell you that there's a change coming, but you're not listening. It's not just your fault. It's your fault that you didn't know what you're listening to. Now you know. And they're trying to take you, because if you don't get this opportunity, it's going to also start changing other things in your life. And some of it isn't good, some of it is. And I'm not, it's not major stuff. It's just that it's going to start changing stuff. Changes are important for us. Sometimes we don't like them. I mean, trust me, I've been down that road. But when I did them, I figured, oh, hey, cool. So it's understandable to you. And they're focusing at your work. They're so focused. And do you have a son?
My son says all I ever do is work.
Do you have a son?
Oh, yeah,
I
do.
Okay. Well, I said that before you said son, so I want to let you know that. They're telling me that, I don't know how old your son is, but they're telling me music, 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 music. Please make music around your son, because he's such gifted in music. He loves music. And if you don't quite know this, ask him. And like I said, I don't know how old your son is, but music is a gift that was given to him. And if you can put this towards him, or, offer it to him, oh my God, he would do such good things with music. Teach it, write it, whatever. He's a songbird. In fact, that's what she said. He's a songbird. Does that make sense to you?
Not exactly. He's good at math, and I know math and music go together. but he's never shown any interest in that. He likes listening to music.
Well, no. Well, just ask him, and say you just ask him about his music, because they're just saying what he's gifted in. Very, very gifted in them. And he's just a songbird, they said. And thank you, Jesus. I heard that. Did you get your answers to what you needed? Because I feel there's a few things, but I can't.
Yes,
I don't know how much. Okay, you sound very nervous.
Ma'am.
Don't ever be nervous. If you knew how laid back I was, oh my gosh,
I'm just trying to be quiet so my dogs don't get riled. I don't want them barking.
That's the dogs are making her nervous. Well, thank you,
Well,
Chandra.
animals do not bother me. I'd rather hear animals bark than anything else. So, but I'm actually
Did you have anything
done,
else, Chandra?
sweetie.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a blessed night. She sounded so nervous, Jason.
Chandra's she's a regular. I don't know if she'd be nervous.
Yeah,
she might
no,
be
she
nervous
just
about making
sounded
her
so.
dogs wake up.
Oh, okay. No, I just felt like there was like nervous there and stuff. God, there's so much to say to each one of these people.
That's why I always
And
say,
that, but
when people call in, I always try to pre-warn it before the show. You can only get so much in a little mini radio
Yeah.
reading. There's only so much. Speaking of that, I mean, if people do want to contact you for readings, do you do that? Like, do readings?
Yeah. What I do is, believe it or not, till the end of April, and it's so funny because in January 1st, I woke up one morning and I heard, because I usually do $120 for 2 hours. I heard, Barbara, you can't do this no more because people need you to have money. This is not for the rich. This is for everybody. And I wasn't trying to get rich off it. I just like to take care of animals and whatever. And I heard you need to do something so other people come see you. Since January, I've been $25. I've been $25. And I record everything else. But I was told next month I could up it to $65, and that's what I'm going to do. So from now until the end of the month, I'm $25.
How do people contact you?
Skype, or my Skype is Blessings on You, one word. And also I do FaceTime and I do phone.
Do you have an email for people to contact you by?
Yep. It's flmedium56@gmail.com. It's Florida Medium.
FLMedium56.
At gmail.com.
All right. Well, we do got another person on the line I want to get in before our next commercial break, our last commercial break. 251 area code. Who do we got?
That would be me. My name is Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Hey, thank you.
You're a little quiet, so
Hey,
make sure you
Jimmy.
speak up, Jimmy.
Okay.
What's
that
up?
actually
What
better?
you need, Jim?
That's better.
Well, I've been dating a girl for about 7 months, and then everything's going great. And all of a sudden, the last 3 weeks, it's like something's changed. I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't know. I just got questions. I just don't know if I need to look elsewhere or if it's just, cold feet or what, or if maybe someone can just guide me in the right direction or kind of, just show me a pathway to go.
Okay, I'm going to go in the direction that they're sending me with you. And I know you've been listening to the show, and you've already learned some things already. Think back, what you've been with this person. And like I said, some things are just for a minute, some things aren't. And that how you're going to get your answer, Jim, is by your heart. I swear to you, it never steers you wrong. So how are you feeling? Don't tell us on here. But how are you feeling? Do you think I really need to move along or what? And they always tell us, if you're quite not sure, do one more time. And what they do is spend it with people. When you're dealing with people, ask them to sit down with you and talk. They'll either say, nah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about nothing. Then it's time to leave. Or if they'll say, okay, let's talk. That's how you're going to know what to do. Every time. Every time. And do not feel it was you. I don't feel it was you. I don't even feel it was her. What I'm feeling is you guys have connected where you needed to connect. Now you're being pulled along. And that's what I'm feeling. And I don't know what it is about water with you. I'm feeling coastal stuff. What's with the coastal stuff with you?
I live on coastal Alabama, literally like right on the water.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. See, that was validation because you're a water baby. You would not do good inside land. You would feel suffocate. You got to have the air blowing in your face.
That's the reason I relocated
So-
from Kentucky to here.
Okay. Well, thanks to Jesus on that one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, number one, thank you, Jesus, I heard that. What you're being told is it's not you. So do not do like you did do already. What the heck did I do? You know, what am I doing wrong? You didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. It's just not, you're done. But in your human mind, just so you know you're doing right, say, hey, can we sit and talk? She's either going to go no, or she's going to go yeah, and then you're going to know from that. Because all you're going to do is come out and say, how can we compromise, or what's going on? You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I took that. I've done that advice and took that, and she's got some underlying medical issues, and she's used to people telling her being super nice, this and that, and then when they find out they're not getting what they want, then they just up and jump and leave. So, like I told her, I was the same way I was from day one. I am now, and I'll be 40 years from now. And she's got up walls, that you got to get through, kind of, and everything's still great and all, but it's just like, I don't know, it's the way she words things. It's like, it went from being, yes, let's do this, do that, do this, to where, well, you're not obligated, you don't have to, and it's like, that's kind of where I'm stuck at with it.
Well, you're doing what I've read for many times before, too. I always say everybody has their own life, okay? And you can't let somebody else kind of grasp onto that. You just can't. And that you can try to meld yourself together, if that's what they're trying to tell me to tell you. But other than that, if you got a pull to go, you got a pull to go. And you can't look back. You can't live somebody else's life. And trust me, I'm a mom, and my kids tell me I do that for them. But I think all mothers have a free ticket on that one. I'm not being funny. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when you're mommies and daddies, we get a free ride on that one. But when it comes to other people, you can't live their life. You just can't. And don't let the medical card, and I'm gonna say that, don't let the medical card hold you where you're not happy. You can't do that.
Oh, no. By all means, I'm happy with it. It's just she's I'm still doing exactly what I did. I mean, we were together and everything was going great. And she's like, look, hey, everybody's done exactly what you've done in the past. But then it gets to that point, I don't know, I guess it's just, she's, like I said, she has walls. And so she's trying to second guess, and then she takes a step back or reverts back and then kind of pushes. But, it's kind of left open. It's like, hey, if you want to be here, you can, but I don't want you to have to stay because of this or whatever. And it just kind of gets in the way.
She doesn't want you there out of pity. She doesn't want you there out of pity.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, she has anorexia, and it's horrible. She's down to 72 pounds now. And,
oh my God.
Which is it's a easy fight. You never win it, but you just maintain it. And
now what you said is, oh Lord, no, back out. I don't mean to interrupt you. Back up. There is something you can do for anorexia. Oh my God, all the stuff that's out here now that's going natural. Oh my God, let me tell you something. I guess this is where I'm supposed to do it. I want you to see if she will go. It's at Walmart, believe it or not. I want you, if you have to go get it for her, I want you to go to Spring Valley Vitamins. I want you to get CoQ10. I want you to go over to the bacon section where the flour is. I want you to get her hulled hemp seeds once a day on both of them. 2 tablespoons of the whole hemp seeds on oatmeal, whatever. The CoQ10 once a day. I promise you, within 30 days, she's going to start flying. Oh my God. CoQ10 is in our cells, Jim. It's in our cells. And we get a certain age, it goes away. And all this is doing is putting it back into our cells. Our cells is our eyes, our heart, our brain, our organs, our skin. It's everything. And the hemp seeds, it's our circulation. It's everything that makes our body move. That's God's medicine. You do these 2 things, you're going to see a difference if you're hanging around that long. Please, there's something she can do. There's
absolutely.
something.
I mean,
And when I said
she's
medical
35 and
card,
she's dealt with this since she's 16. So, I mean, the 7 months we've been together,
geez.
3 of those months she's been in treatment facilities. So, I mean, and you know, it's
Well,
a 2-hour drive there, see her for an hour, and 2-hour drive back every day, which I did, never once, and would still do it. But I think it's yeah, I don't know if it's more me or her, but it's, you know.
Well, medical card also meant mental issues. You know, when I said the medical card, mental issues is part of the medical cards too. And that some people, I don't know how. This is another one, Jason. You know, you just have to work and explain and everything else. All I'm gonna say to you, Jim, you've got to feel your heart. What do you need to do? And no regrets, no nothing else. You're either going to stay or you don't. Okay?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's either one or the other. But you got.
Yeah, it's 100% either stay or go. And I mean, I'm in it committed. Wise. It's just, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of a reassurance thing. But you know, she gets to that point, and she even said, "Hey, look, I don't want you to stay if he, you know, just out of the pity part, or if it gets bad." And I think that's one of the reasons. You know, she's kind of not pushing, but you know, does that. And it's like, what do I do? You know. I don't know. I guess you just got to wait and see if it plays itself out.
You got to get her to trust that you're there for the right reasons.
And you know something? Tonight, you were brought to this show for a reason. Take yourself up on a computer and bring up anorexia, but put it this way: natural ways, and see what there is. Because I'm telling you, I don't know if you heard, my brother has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He should have been dead 2 years ago. He's in remission. He drinks something that's really funky and sounds bad, but he's in remission.
I just went into remission from vascular cancer myself. So.
Oh, well, congratulations too. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, that was a blessing for you. That was good.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
you know why you're here for a reason. But no, I'm not trying to tell you to leave her. Oh my God, no. I'm just trying to tell this to your heart. But I'm telling you, she's a cure for what she's got. Just get up there. You're here for a reason tonight.
Maybe find something to help her. Well, we got to go to commercial break. Thank you so much, Jim, for calling in.
You have a blessed night, sweetie.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am, me too.
All right, guys, we're going to go to our last commercial break, and then we'll take more phone calls into the show. We get a reading with Barbara. The phone lines will be open when we come back from commercial break, guys. So just a short few minutes, and we'll be right back with Barbara Petrone, spiritual medium.
Don't be alarmed. It's only a laser sword fight. Don't be scared. It's only the Death Star destroying another world. Relax. It's only a movie, and it's all for fun. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
At Lombank, we're with you every step of the way.
We sell your dreams.
We're not a soulless, monolithic institution.
We are, but we use nostalgic imagery.
It's walking into your dream home.
You can't really afford it. We'll lend you the money anyway.
It's kids graduating from college.
With pointless degrees riddled with debt.
It's happy picnics on the beach.
There's sewage in the water.
Family portraits with everyone dressed the same.
You look like twats.
Canoeing in the lake.
By the power station.
Catching fireflies in a jar.
And watching them die.
Cheering at high school football games.
The kids are giving each other brain damage.
These are the things our lives are made of.
Interest rates only 33.4%.
Lombank. We're the American bank that truly, more or less, cares
about profits.
of the second kind, physical evidence of a UFO. Close encounters of the third kind, contact. From Steven Spielberg, the director of Jaws, comes one of the most ambitious and unusual films ever made. And what you will see has never been seen before. It's a cosmic mystery crossing what many scientists believe will be the next threshold of human experience. It is called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It begins in an Indiana town and leads to one inescapable conclusion. We are not alone. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Certificate A. Now showing at the Odeon, Leicester Square.
The Science of Crime is back for another season.
The cigarette was hotboxed. He was nervous about something. His orthopedic surgeon records indicate
that he was a deaf woman who plays guitar. Mermaids, multiple wives, threesomes. This is serious.
They're not detectives or scientists, but they act like they are. They're crime scene cops that take matters into their own hands. These guys are so smart, they never have to look anything up.
he was neurotic, with a love of puppies and experimental cooking.
I knew it. It's a partial lesion caused by light to medium tearing of the thoraxal cortex. Obviously, you can tell at a glance by the fingerprint on the mustard bottle. Andrews, my acting sucks ass.
The Science of Crime. It's forensically boring.
From deep space, the seed is planted. Terror grows. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Certificate X. Now showing London Pavilion, Classic Oxford Street.
Heat 'em up. Do, re. He gone.
Tonight on Paranormal Soup, our guest has been Barbara Petrone, spiritual medium. I've had a lot of people trying to call in tonight. I only have the 2 ways to call in on one phone, so I apologize to all those I've had to hang up on tonight that have been trying to call in. You can keep trying. I got somebody on hold right now, so you might want to wait after this phone call is done. But there are a couple ways for you to call in on one phone line, so just remember that. So 219-230-4444 or Skype ID Jblandoo. Any of the other Skype IDs or the other phone line are down for the night because I have the guest on that other line. So just the one phone line tonight, guys. Just hang in there. Keep trying to call in. We'll eventually get you on, hopefully. All right, let's get back to our guest. Still there with me, Barbara?
Yeah, I'm still am.
All right. Well,
can I say one thing before you take the caller?
Yeah, go ahead.
While I was listening to you, as a commercial break, please let me say this to you. I am feeling so blessed and so honored to be on this show. I've been binge watching or binge listening to your shows for God about 2 weeks now. And to let you know how special your show is, God don't do things halfway. It's perfected. And for me to find this show to do this, that means that's how he thinks about you. This is perfection. This show is perfection.
It doesn't ever feel like perfection to me, but I'm my worst critic.
No, it is. My mouth will be running like nobody's business on this show. I got to have everybody listen to it.
Well, thank you.
But I just want to let you guys know I feel very, very honored to do this.
Well, I'm honored by your kind words about the show. And yes, please tell all your friends. And that goes for the whole audience. You want to help the show? I mean, yeah, I have the Patreon if you want to help donate. But the best way to help this show is to tell a friend. Tell a friend, as Jim Harold would say. Tell a friend about the show. That always helps. All right. You ready for another phone call, Barbara?
Yeah.
All right. We got 405 area code. Who we got on the line?
Your buddy old pal Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, thank you
Hey,
so much.
Tyler.
This is a great honor to call in tonight.
What's your relationship problem?
That's
what they told me to tell you.
major.
Huh?
My major crisis in life. It's everything.
Because I'm telling you, that's the first thing they wanted me to ask you. What is going on with the relationship? And what is the letter M? Who's with the
My
letter
mom.
M? Does her M start with an M?
No, but my relationship with my parents is pretty bad.
Okay.
But
Thank you, Jesus.
But I'm a father in Christ, and felt as I was going past churches, my chest was hurting really bad, and I just sat down in a chair and just took in whatever that Sunday was about. And there was a prayer saying that they were praying and saying for you to be, that He's merciful and loyal. And I said, God, I'm showing my loyalty. Please, God, show me your mercy. I hear Him. So.
And what? Wow. Whew, hold on just 1 minute. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. I feel you are so overwhelmed. It's overwhelmed with spirituality inside you. But the thing is, around you, it won't let you portray it. It's like there's negativity that surrounds you. But inside of you, you just want to bust out. And you just, you know what I'm saying? Is that making sense to you? But we gotta find out.
I don't want to go in, and I'm scared to go in churches because I don't want to. It busts out even when I just sit down and I try to be quiet. They bust me out. It's the spirit busts me out.
Well, here's where I'm going to come. Like I said, I gave everybody the Bible thing, and it's true. It's true. It's stories and messages. I want you, if you can, I want you to watch the movie The Shack, because there's a part in this movie, and the guy that's up in heaven or the other side, he asked God, he says, what do you think about religion? And you know what God said to him? He says, I don't want slaves, I want friends. Okay? Now, just let me tell you what I've learned myself and what I'm about to say and what they tell me. God is not a church. God is not a church. God's with you all the time. Churches are all man-made stuff. Just listen to me. Churches are all man-made stuff, but they're there to teach us. Okay? But the thing is, if it's overwhelming, not all, how can I say this? Oh my God. I got to get this out right, Jesus. I got to get this out. Not all churches are bad. In fact, I'm reading for this lady now. I've been reading for 8 years now. And she had to get away from her church because it was just weighing on her. And guess what the name of the church was? Anchor Faith. That word anchor means hold down. But that's another story. Oh my God, how can I say this? You need to find out where you can go to get this spiritual awakening you need, because you got so much of it inside of you. And I tell people, you don't have to go to church, but they have things called Bible studies, or they have groups where people talk about God, because you love to do this, but you can't stand the rules and the. Does this make sense to you? I'm trying to get it out.
I can't stand going inside a church and knowing what they're doing inside too. I don't know.
Jason, does this make sense to you? Because I'm bouncing off of you too, because you know this.
Oh yeah,
Jason.
Well, I know
Okay.
Tyler, but I know the concept very well because I'm an agnostic but a spiritual person, And
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
belong
yeah.
to. I won't choose any church. I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I believe Jesus Christ existed and could possibly be the Son of God, but I question everything.
Yeah.
And it'd be great to have somewhere to go to talk about God
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
spiritual. But I don't belong to any church, and I can't ever see myself doing it.
Well, you
And
know
I hate
something,
to put the
Tyler?
plug in there, but that's the reason why I tune into Paranormal Soup.
It's on Sunday.
To be honest.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, I love this show, Tyler. But listen to me, sweetie. Like the person I was telling you about just a few minutes ago is going to that church. What her and her boyfriend's doing is they're inviting people to meet them places in St. Augustine. They live in St. Augustine,
Hey, Rob.
Florida. And they're inviting people to go to the beach and let's do God studies. Let's talk about God. Let's talk about what we're doing in our lives. And that's what their church is. Their church is a group of people that they get together. And that's what you need. You actually need to do this. You actually need to do this. I'm going to tell you right off. I'm going to just put it out there. Church is just, that's not where God is. It's not. God's right there with you. Wherever you go, he's right there, Tyler. So why don't you see if you can get some people together? Why don't you try to get some people together like you? Why don't you try to get some people together like you and say, hey, why don't we do this on Sunday afternoon? Why don't we go, go have a little picnic or go sit somewhere and let's kind of talk about things. And that, you know how enlightened you would feel? And that would be your church. And please don't let somebody make you do what you can't do. Because
I have an aunt that has a saying that I love. She goes, I go to the church of what's happening now.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always told people myself.
This is such a touchy. Now, I'm not worried about it being on this show because it seems like we're all on one accord here. But it's kind of a touchy subject because I'm going to, everybody, people like their churches, whatever.
Well, there's churches that are great.
Listen, I was raised Catholic. I was dipped. I always tell people I was dipped, sprinkled, and dunked. I tried every church imaginable, but they're controlling. And they tell me what to do and how much money to give and everything else. Right now, God's beside me, and I give my 10% to the animals. Well, I give more than that. But you know what I'm saying? And I had to get out. I had to get away.
It's either that or churches
like
become just ceremony and gossip and pettiness. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I've just seen too much of that.
No, I'm glad you said he was on your shows. You said it. And but Tyler?
I make religious people mad all the time. It's all right.
I don't care if I do or not.
When my season would change, when my
what,
season's
sweetie?
going to change where, because I'm working so much, but I'm struggling so hard in life. I'm so buried down with so much.
Because there's negativity around you, Tyler.
Radio, but
Tyler, there's negativity around you, and you're not causing it, sweetie. You need to find out what the negativity is. You already mentioned a few things in that, so back away. If you can back away if you can pull that right arm back, if you can pull your right arm back, which is the negativity arm, and let the positive flow, oh my God, you're going to feel so much better. If we can get rid of some of the negativity in our life, we can't get it all rid of because we're human. I even have negativity around me. But I have it pulled back to where positive can flow. But even the way you're talking right now, I would like for you right now, I can't see you, but I can feel you. I want you to put the biggest smile on your face. You said, you know what? Tyler's going to be okay because Tyler's not going to let negativity control him no more. And negativity is people, things, environment. It's everything. And I want you to understand it. Tonight just changed Tyler. Tonight just changed Tyler. And then look to your left hand because that's where God stands for you. Look to your left side. He's right there. And he just put his arm around you. He says, come on, son. Yep, he said, come on, son, let's go. He says, I'm not in there. I'm right here.
I've seen Jesus Christ 2 times, and then I've seen God's hand once in my lifetime.
Oh wow!
Through a near-death experience, I've seen.
Wow.
I know there's a God and all that stuff, and I'm just need to, like you said, get away. Just get away from the negativity and keep on fishing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, thank you, Tyler, for calling in, bud.
Well, thank you so much
You have a
for
blessed
always
night,
being
City.
here, y'all. The love.
You
All
got this. You got this. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, I got this. I'm gonna do music for God
Ooh.
too. I told him that today. I said, I'm doing music for you and spreading love as soon as I can get that grace for it.
Well, that's your path.
Thank you so much.
That's your light working job.
All right,
That's
Tyler.
it.
Yeah, that's my hobby.
Wow.
Yep, the song from that we cut into for the last commercial break, that was Tyler's.
Oh my
And I got
gosh,
another
seriously?
one waiting for you, buddy. I just gotta
All right.
master it.
Send it my way. All right, Tyler. Have a great
All right,
night.
buddy.
You have the sweetest people that call into the show.
Yeah, most of the music's mine, but Tyler donates music once in a while, and the last song before that commercial break was one that Tyler wrote.
Oh my gosh.
I still got people trying to call in on the wrong lines. Maybe you're not calling on the wrong lines. It might be switching over to my other phone because I have the same account on both phones, but I thought I had it turned off, so maybe that's what I'm seeing. But I do have some people calling on the wrong one, I think. I don't know. But we do have another caller on the line. I want to make sure we fit in. We got 480 area code. Who do we got on the line?
Hey, Jason and Zach. How's it going, man?
Hey, Zach. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Zach. Zach,
Hey,
can
Barbara.
you hear
How's
me?
it going?
All right. I need to ask you a question. Hopefully it belongs to you. If I said the word cruise ship to you or cruise, what does that have to do with you? And don't say I always wanted to be on one. I mean, is there something with a boat or something that's out in the water that have you been kind of been urged to go do something out on the water or go or see?
No, nothing right off the bat, but I'm not a big fan of large bodies of water.
There's something with. I'm getting
He's somebody
a
who's
cruise
chosen
ship.
not to live by water.
Well, no. Well, sometimes I'll get something, and it probably won't be for the person I'm reading for. And if you listen to my show, you'll hear me say the secret word today is, and it always belongs to somebody.
It's a message for
But
somebody watching right now.
Well, what happens is spirits get kind of, I want to say they don't have manners. So somebody's family or friends kind of got in front of his and says, well, I want to take a turn. It's not their turn. So anyway, what do you have going for me? What would you like to know?
Well, I wanted to see if you could be able to shed some light on just two different events that actually happened this week. Actually, three events. Earlier this week, I was laying down to go to sleep, and I heard this woman just give out a big sigh, and I didn't know where it came from. But then, about a day or two after that, as I was laying down going to sleep, I heard what sounded like that same woman's voice just talking, but yet I couldn't understand what she was saying. But my fiance, she was over at her house, and she was in the same situation. She was in bed. She was going to sleep, and she heard a woman's voice say, "Hello, hello," and she didn't know where that came from. Is this the same person that was trying to contact us, or is it two different people? And do they have a message for us?
Okay, the first thing that was coming across when you said that, the place that you live, I don't feel it's family. I don't feel it's friend. And like I said, I don't know where you live. I don't know how old your land is or how old the place is you're living in or whatever. Believe it or not, it's a younger female that belongs to that right there, that property or that house. All right? Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. You've been living here very long because I feel you've been living here for a while.
Yeah, that house, I've been living there for almost 20 years.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. This is who I'm getting. And I can see her too. She's just a young girl. Okay? She's just a young girl. And she actually really, really watches over you. She watches over you. She likes to protect you in that. Now, your fiance, it's like when she's over at your house in that, how can I say this? She actually, she loves your fiance. She says she's trying to get you guys together. She's trying to get you as one. She says, and moving it faster. But this is not family. This is not friends. This is a person that was on this property before. And I'm telling you, if you can look back on this property, you'll find out what went on this property. It was a family, and this is a long time ago, in that. But she didn't want to leave. Now listen, people go on the other side, but sometimes they like to stick around. They're the ones you have to kind of push over. And we do have those. And she just her energy don't want to leave. It wants to stay right there.
Hey,
and if you feel something, you don't feel evilness to it. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, I want to interject here really quick, though. I've heard some weird sounds coming. I don't know whose line it is or what, but we're gonna have to listen back. It almost sounded like some EVP in our audio. I don't know.
I've been hearing that.
I've had that before too. I was hearing it, but I thought somebody was scratching on something.
No.
I've been muted.
Wow.
I don't know if you have anything on your end, Zach, but I was hearing some weird sounds coming through.
Yeah.
But back to this girl, Zach. She's very playful. She's very young. But the thing is, she loves this property. She loves this house. And she just likes to be around you. You know, she just protects you in that. And it's just nothing else. I mean, that's all. It's just that. There's no messages, nothing like that. But she just wants to let you know she's there, and she tries to let you know. I feel there was a crash of some kind. I don't know if something fell. I know it's the old thing, something falls. But something kind of made a noise, like it fell off of something. But when you look, nothing fell. Because this is not too long ago. But she says, she's telling me, I try to get him to get my attention, but he don't listen to me. He just kind of just looks forward. And if you start kind of listening to her a little bit, can I say something to you, though, really quick, Pat? And everybody else is listening. I implore everybody, I beg everybody, in the morning when you wake up, if you can just say, Jesus, protect me. And always throw in and bless my family and friends. You could just do that. Never be afraid of the dark side ever. And there is a dark side.
Oh, I know.
But I don't deal over that side. I deal on the light side. But I'm always in prayer anyway. I say thank you, Jesus, a lot of times. And but if you can do that, and I want you to do that, Zach, tell your fiance, you can start listening to her. You're going to really hear stuff. She's just going to talk. She's going to talk through your heart, not your ears, in that she can tell you all kinds of, you're going to start learning things. And I don't know if you draw. She tells me you can draw. I would love for you to get some paper. I would like for you to get a pencil, just to help you. And you're going to start drawing some things. You're going to understand her. Just try it for me and get back to Jason on it. It's just, I just love her. She just don't want to leave. That's where she wants to be. And she's allowed to be there. Does that make sense to you?
Hello? A little bit, but really, I mean, the history of the property that I live on, I mean, it's still very young property because my entire neighborhood was actually a ranch before the 1970s. Because I live out in Arizona. I live just right outside of Phoenix. And the area that I lived in, I mean, the house, when we moved in, it was like 20 years old. So it was not that old of a property.
But you don't understand something.
I don't know,
that property's always been here. That property's always been there. I mean, you don't know how far back she can go. Sometimes we have entities that won't leave in that. Listen, I've done readings, and they validated it for me. In fact, I just did one recently. I said, you have a little Indian, a little native girl. And I said, she's always hanging around you. And she says, you have a picture of her. And do you know the woman showed me a picture she drew? And I told her, I said, well, this little girl's sitting. She's an Indian girl, and she's sitting near a rock. and her hair's real long. She's got one feather that comes down her hair. The woman's not going to believe this. I just painted this picture. It was a little girl sitting near the rock. Now, how far ago was Indians on property? In that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you in that.
Well, Zach, you've had some stuff at that cigar shop, haven't you? That's happened.
Yeah, I think Julie Griffin was the one who told me that, yeah, there was a female spirit that apparently she would go in and out of the shop. And, you know, apparently, like, I guess when she was there or something like that, she didn't really like the fact that it was converted into a cigar shop. But that she really wasn't harmless at all. It was just more of a spirit that's just going in and out.
So I remembered that from the call. Well, thank you, Zach. I want to see
She was probably the one who stole the lighter, so.
Oh, yeah. Or is this one trying to get your attention? I don't know. But, Barbara, I'm going to let Zach go because I want to see if we can fit in one more caller before the end of the show. Thank you, Zach, so much for calling in.
Well, I can't change my answer anyway. That's just the way it's going.
All right, Jason, Barbara, have a good night.
Well,
You have a blessed night, sweetie.
You're not the first one, though, to bring up like about a female spirit around him. Then something's trying to get his attention. So.
Well, yeah, you know.
But we can take
Even
one
the
more phone
spirit
call if
ladies
somebody
like them.
wants to call in, which somebody is. So I think we can get at least one more phone call in here. We got 256 area code. Who do we got on the line?
Hey, it's Keith.
Hey, how you doing, Keith?
Doing great. Fantastic show again, Jason, as always.
Thanks.
Glad to be able to take it in every week.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
Keith, I'm going to ask you the same question. What's with the cruise ship, gambling, whatever? That have anything to do with you?
No, ma'am. Unfortunately, I've never been on a cruise and really don't have a desire to go on one. And I'm not a gambler.
Wow. Well, I'm telling you something, Jason. This belongs to somebody in that, and it's just a message for them. Well. So
Unless it's a message for me,
you?
I don't know. I do want to go on a cruise, but anyways, let's get to the caller, though. It could be me.
Well, there's gambling on it, too, so.
I would play poker on that cruise. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Texas Hold'em. Okay, where are we going, sweetie? What are we going to do? What you need?
I've just sold my house and looking at starting a whole new chapter in my life and just kind of wondering what direction I'm going to be heading.
Okay. Well, that means we got on a new path. That's a good thing. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. What's the number 52 with you? I just wrote it really quick.
50.
What does
52
Oh, gosh, 52? Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It could be a 5 and a 2 or a 52. Well, always remember this thing, okay? Because I always tell people if it doesn't resonate in your brain right now, it will. And those are the ones that usually text me back or whatever. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that. You got on a new path. That's so good because it's all positive. Everything's going around. Don't mess it up with negativity. And that what I need you to do, thank you, Jesus. I heard that. And you have 2 women that just stepped over. One's a friend, but one's a relative. I need to ask you something. The friend, she says she wasn't sick. She says, I don't know if it was an overdose or she got in a car accident or whatever. She says, boom, gone, I'm gone. So I don't know if you could think back if you had a female friend that passed over quickly, and she could have been sick, but it was really quick. Nobody expected her to die. But she came over with an older lady that's in your family. Thank you, Jesus. I heard that.
Okay.
What they're trying to tell me to tell you is you need to listen. What else do you want to do? You're asking me, well, am I on the right path? What do I need to do? Whatever. You already know what you want to do. What you want is validation. Is it the right thing? And the way you find out is if it's the right thing is how you feel about it. How excited do you feel about it? Or do you have any reservations like, well, if I did this, this might not work out this way. As soon as you start getting reservations about something, and then back away, that's not what you need. You need something you're excited about and that you just can't wait to do. But what's with the new relationship with you?
I don't have one. There's someone I'm interested in, but
Okay, thank you, Jesus.
it seems like an impossible situation, though.
Okay, I'm hearing a new situation. I'm hearing a relationship, or a new relationship. What's new about it? Oh my God, thank you, Jesus. This is going to come up, and I don't know why they're giving me. They're giving me like, first of all, I heard the end of summer, but then I'm hearing September. I'm not saying it's going to wait till then. It's going to be like you're going to actually, oh hey, look at this. So this is when this change is going to be fully taken together, because, and thank you, Jesus, I heard that, you need to share your newfound path with somebody, and they're sending you somebody.
Okay.
That's why, and it's so funny. Thank you, Jesus, I heard
Awesome.
that. I heard that. Because what I'm hearing, and they're laughing, okay? Thank you, Jesus, I heard that. She's laughing, and she says, let him pick them all out by himself. But you see what happens. They're picking them out for you this time. She's really, really nice, really, really laid back, very, very spiritual. And I don't know, what's with real estate with you? I don't know if it's, are you interested
Like I just
in
said,
real estate?
Just 2 days ago, sold a house I've been trying to sell for 5 years. And like I said, looking at starting new someplace. And that someplace, I do have ideas. It's not like I was actually asking, where should I go? I have some ideas of what I want to do. But just complete honesty, one of the things that's kind of making me feel like I shouldn't go to some of these places is that I need to be at this time close to my mother. And she's always been my best friend, and I just feel like, well, I was just saying that I feel like that I have a responsibility to be moved close to where my mother is at for when the time comes that she needs me, and instead of going where I want to go.
I love you so much because you used the word feel. You not once said I think. You are my protege. Use the word feel. You're on the right track. Oh my God. Go with that feeling. If it might set your plans aside for a little bit, that's okay. That's okay. You do what your heart feels, and you're going to be so blessed for this. And you know why I know it's the right way for you? Because you did not use the word think one time. I listen when you talk. When you use feel, I feel, I feel, I feel. And where you're getting that from is your heart. You're getting where you're supposed to be listening to.
Well, Keith, I wish
you got this, sweet.
Keith, I wish I could get you more, but we're at the end of the show. Thank you so much for calling in.
Have
a great night.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have
a great night.
Sweetie. I love this show.
Well, thank you so much, Barbara. It's been a true pleasure to have you on the show tonight. It goes by quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I real quick, I need to put one thing in really quick.
Yeah.
I wrote this kid's book in 1994, and a guy named Cecil, to this day, put faces to my characters. And I just want to say thank you to him, because this, guys, is what God does. He puts people in your lives for reasons. This man put faces to characters in a book that I only knew as feelings. I didn't know their faces. So, Cecil, if you're listening, thank you. I had to put that out there. He's so important to me.
Well,
but, Jason, I had so much fun.
One last time, give out your email so people know how to contact you.
FLmedium56@gmail.com. It's Florida Medium, but it's FL. FLmedium56@gmail.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Barbara. We'll definitely have to have you back on again because I had at least 4 or 5 people else to try to call in that didn't get in tonight. Sorry to those people who didn't make it.
Will you see what time it is? I'm going to listen to your archives. I've still got more to listen to.
Well, thank you so much.
I love you guys. I love you guys so much.
Thank you, Barbara. All right, next Sunday, same bad time, same bad channel. We are going to have, I'm probably going to butcher this, Michael Lachina. I'd probably butcher that. Sorry, Michael. He's a paranormal investigator. We're going to be talking EVPs. He's bringing the evidence. We actually got connected on a political debate on Facebook. You know, two guys that were arguing that ended up saying, hey, we're both into the paranormal. And they're like, you should be a guest on my show. But that's how it happened, and I can't wait to have him on and look at the evidence. You know I love EVPs. So next Sunday, same bad time, same bad channel, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. Check us out at our YouTube channel, Paranormal Soup, and check us out on our Facebook page, Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. Don't forget, we got a Patreon. You can go become a $1 member and help the show, or a $2 member and get access to exclusive content that's coming soon. All right, guys, see you next week. Have a great night.